This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The following presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. Well, good morning and welcome to the Regional Athletic Complex, aka the RAC, in Lacey, Washington. Today, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, starts coverage of the 2025 Class 2A West Central District 3 Fastpitch softball tournament with the North Mason Bulldogs taking on the Washington Patriots. My name is Diedrich Allen, and joining me for this broadcast, as usual, Jerry Apple.
Hi, Diedrich.
Hi, Jerry. Nice long commute for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a long travel.
Long travel. This is the first round game is a loser out, and the winner faces Port Angeles at noon today. North Mason is the number 5 team from the Olympic League, finishing the regular season with a 12-8 record. Bulldogs are coming off Tuesday's 15-3 loss to North Kitsap. Washington finished 4th in the South Puget Sound League with an 11-5 record. Patriots haven't played since May 8th when they beat Steilacoom 11-1. That was a 5-inning game, I believe. North Mason is seeded 9th, while Washington is seeded 8th. Coming up, Jerry has the lineups and batting orders, and, of course, the first pitch. It's round 1 of the 2025 Class 2A West Central District 3 Fastpitch softball tournament. The North Mason Bulldogs and the Washington Patriots on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And we're back here at RAC Field number 4. If you want specifics, Jerry, it's time for the lineups as they're exchanging lineup cards right in front of us.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ray. Do your lineups, Jerry.
Thank you. Let's start with the visitors, which are the North Mason Bulldogs under Coach Steve Valley. Leading off will be number 3, the left fielder, Kennedy Carson. Batting second will be the shortstop, number 8, Taylor Madison. Batting third is the center fielder, number 12, Jenna Markison. Batting cleanup will be the third baseman, number 16, Sydney Emily. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 20, Aubrey Dunham. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 13, Adriana Crowley. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 1, Addison Roy. Batting 8th, the catcher, number 5, Michaela Menace. And batting 9th, the second baseman, number 2, Cheyenne Emily. That's your starters for the North Mason Bulldogs. And now the starters for the home team, the Washington Patriots under Coach Kelly Miles. Leading off, the center fielder, number 22, Harmony Steiner. I'm going to say that again. Steinard. Steenhard.
There you go.
Batting second, the pitcher, number 33, Stevie Garcia Zamor. And batting third, the catcher, her sister, number 18, Zoe Garcia Zamora. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, number 11, Dee Moore. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 23, Alex Miles. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 3, Sasadi McEwen. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 12, Elena Bisson. Batting eighth, the second baseman, and this is Sonny Palmer. Batting ninth will be the right fielder, number 10, Talon McKinnon. And I want to mention again, it's Harmony Steenhard will be leading off, of course, for the Washington Patriots.
When they get there, the Bulldogs are going to
Yeah,
come
I
up
just
first.
wanted to make sure
Yeah,
I
get
pronounced
there.
her name right.
Well, we got a whole game to get it right?
Yeah, well, we're going to do it right away. We're going to do it right away.
That's what Jerry thinks. So we're about ready to get underway here. I'm going to start just a tad bit early, it looks like, Jerry.
Well, good.
I guess the umpires want to get things going here. Now, some things to point out that they encountered yesterday in some play is if you see up the foul lines, there's a gravel area. That is in play.
Okay.
That is in play. That was very emphatic from the official who's running the tournament here. So
that makes sense.
yeah,
It's good.
They had some issues yesterday.
Looks like a short outfield, but
It does. But
doesn't it? Yeah.
So Kennedy Carson will lead things off. She was 1 for 3 in the loss to North Kitsap on Tuesday.
And she's the left fielder.
First pitch in there for a strike on the inside. Wow, right off the bat, we get a strike.
Kennedy Carson.
And, well, used to being offset a little bit, now right behind the plate. Here's the next pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count.
I remember last year Kennedy had a good game hitting-wise for North Mason in the playoff.
Yeah, you did that score by book for me. There's a check swing inside, just a bit high. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Kennedy Carson, leading things off for North Mason here in the top of the first. Just underway. Here's the next pitch is outside. That's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Leadoff batter for North Mason here. Starting the game. Does look very, very tight here. Here's a high ball 4, and that'll be a base runner for the Bulldogs with a leadoff walk.
And now up is your second hitter, number 8, Taylor Madison, the shortstop. I've been impressed with her fielding-wise.
Yeah, she's been a phenomenal player. Unfortunately, against North Kitsap on Tuesday, she was 0 for 3.
Yeah.
Sure she'll get out of this just a small little slump, right?
Yep.
So 1 on, nobody out. And Madison away for first pitch. High ball. Good play over there as Kennedy Carson was taken off. And they.
She's saying to herself, I better get back.
Well, yeah, and the catcher did throw it to second and got Kennedy back to base there. And that was a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Taylor Madison. 1 on Kennedy Carson at first base. Here's pitch on the way. And that's going to be outside for ball 2. So 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. 1 on, nobody out for North Mason here. Leading things off, second batter in the ball game. We're just underway. Looks like we're the first game going here. It's all right. Here's the next pitch. High. And another ball. So 3 balls, no strikes. Kennedy Carson over there at first base. And you know, Jerry, I'm looking at it. It does look like it's a short run out there to first base, isn't it? Just everything seems very close and tight. Just because we're raised up, I don't know.
I know, it does look short.
Yeah, everything just looks a little short. Here's pitch on the way outside. And back-to-back walks for the Patriots. So Bulldogs have runners at first and second.
Yeah, and now up is number 12, the center fielder, Jenna Markison. And she's had a good season.
Oh, here, look at she had a pretty good game on Tuesday. 2 for 2 with a walk and scored a run.
Yeah, she's done a nice job. She's one of the seniors.
Yep. Be well missed next year. but season's not quite over yet. So 2 on, no out. Here's first pitch to Markson, outside and high. It's going to be ball 1. This home plate umpire is very fanatic on his calls. He's just not.
He's got a small strike zone so far.
So far. Well, that's not a bad thing, right?
No, it's not.
Here's the next pitch on the way. Another ball.
As long as you're consistent, you know, that's the key.
So 2 balls, no strikes to Jenna Markison. Kennedy Carson at second. Taylor Madison at first for the Bulldogs. Top of the first. Pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball right to first base. Going over to tapping the bag there. And there's 1 out, but the runners do advance as Madison goes to second base, and Carson is at third, 1 away.
Yeah, 2 runners in scoring position now, and up is the cleanup hitter, the third baseman, number 16, Sydney Emily.
And Sydney, 1 for 3 with a home run, 2 RBIs, scored a run on Tuesday. Pitch on the way, strike down the middle of the plate. So 0-1 to Sydney Imlay. Again, Kennedy Carson at third. Taylor Madison at second. 1 out, 2 on. Top of the first. Here's a pitch on the way. Bit high. Ball 1, 1-1. That's the count to Sydney Imlay. People still rolling in here.
Yeah, we had 2 walks so far.
Yep. 1 out. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside. Ball 2, 2-1.
Yeah, having some control problems out there.
Now Stevie Garcia Zamora in the pitching circle. Her sister, Zoe Garcia Zamora. So maybe it's easier to call them Stevie and Zoe. Here's a pitch on the way.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 for Sydney Imlay.
But she does throw with some heat.
2 on, 1 out. Taylor Madison at second. Kennedy Carson at third. Here's pitch on the way. High, ball 3, count goes full to Sydney Imlay.
I like the home umpire. He's
Very
let you know.
Yeah, he lets us know. That's good. So full count, 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch on the way. It's going to be swung and off the screen to our right. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sydney Imlay for North Mason. Again, 1 out, 2 on. Runners at second and third. Taylor Madison's at second. Kennedy Carson is at third. Both got on by way of walks here. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. It's popped up. It's going to go over our head and comes down behind Jerry. The count remains behind you, Jerry. It's behind you. Didn't bring the glove, did you?
No, I was going to, too. I wanted to be a good talking piece.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Runners at second and third for North Mason. Sydney Imlay with the next pitch on the way. High and outside, and that'll load the bases for the Bulldogs.
Yeah. And now up is your 5th hitter, the first baseman, number 20, Audrey Dunham.
And Audrey, let's see here, she was 0 for 3 on Tuesday. She'll step in with the bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch on the way, outside. Oh, just hit that outside corner for strike 1 called. Interesting call there. Well, I'd imagine the strike zone for Audrey is a little bit bigger, a little more area to get to. Here's a pitch on the way outside, and that's ball 1, 1-1 the count to Audrey Dunham. Aubrey. I spelled it wrong, but it's Aubrey Dunham. I spelled it wrong on my other sheet over here, which I'm not even looking at. Here's a pitch on the way with bases loaded. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 for Dunham. Again, runners at first, second, and third. Kennedy Carson at third. Taylor Madison at second. And Sydney Imlay at first. Aubrey Dunham, the batter, with 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch on the way outside. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good eye by Aubrey.
Aubrey looking to just crush this thing. Just looking at her, Jerry.
Yeah,
She wants to get the Bulldogs on the board here early. Here comes the 2-2. Outside.
Good eye again. Full count.
Just missed that outside
Oh,
corner.
it was close, yeah.
It was very close. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 3 on. Aubrey Dunham will step back in. Sydney Imlay at first, Taylor Madison at second, and Kennedy Carson at third for the Bulldogs. One away, pitch on the way, small fly ball, center field, going to drop in, base hit. Carson comes in to score. Here comes Taylor Madison, and there's a 2-run RBI single there. Two RBI single, and the Bulldogs up 2-0.
Yeah. All right. Now up is the sixth hitter this inning, the right fielder, number 13, Adriana Crowley.
And Adriana was 1 for 2 with a triple, a walk, and scored a run on Tuesday. So 2 in, 2 on, 2-0. North Mason on top here early. Top of the first inning. Crawley stepping in. You've got Dunham at first. Imlay at second. 1 away and 2 in. Pitch on the way. Strike down the middle of the plate to Crawley. Looks like she might have been taken on that one, Jerry, for some reason.
Yeah.
So 1 out. 2 on. 2 in. Pitch on the way. Oh, hit that inside corner. Strike 2 called. So 0-2 to Adriana Crawley. I've noticed that Coach Valley's moved things around in the batting order, Jerry, and looks a little different than what we've seen most of the season. Here's pitch on the way, outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 on, 2 in. Runners at first and second for North Mason. They're up 2-0, top of the first inning. The timeout here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on, 2 in. Can I say it again, Jerry? Should I say it again? I think I got it. Got a little timeout called as Sine Palmer-Lee had to tie her shoe out there, second base, for the Patriots. North Mason on top and at bat. Pitch on the way, inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Adriana Crawley. Making sure everybody stays in, out of the way of play. That was another emphasis as the head official. When she brings every umpire over and explains everything to everybody, that's one of the things. Make sure everybody's out of play. Pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball, pop-up, infield. Going out there to try to get it, and an out there by D. Moore. That's out number 2 for North Mason. So 2 down.
And now up is your pitcher, number 1, Addison Roy.
And Addie was 1 for 3 with an RBI against North Kitsap on Tuesday.
And she's the 7th hitter this inning for the Bulldogs.
2 out, 2 on. 2-0 ball game here inside. Oh, right at the knees for strike 1. So 0-1 to Addison Roy. Dunham at first. Sydney Imlay at second base. That's fouled straight back. I could have played that if there wasn't a fence in the way, Jerry. Either that or it would hit me in the face. Really strong metal on these fences here, Jerry, and I appreciate that.
Especially for your cameras. Huh?
Oh, well, whatever. Camera's cameras. A swing and a miss, and Roy goes down, and that will do it for the Bulldogs here in the top of the first, but they get 2. They leave 2. They lead 2-0 Washington. Coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
And we're back heading to the bottom of the first inning, 2-0, North Mason.
Yeah, North Mason had 2 runs on 1 hit, and that hit was by Aubrey Dunham, 2 RBIs there. No errors, 2 left on base, and there were 3 walks. Now, leading off for the Washington Patriots is number 22, the center fielder, Harmony Steenhard.
Harmony on May 8th against Steilacoom was 1 for 3 with a walk and scored a couple of runs. For the Patriots, first pitch to her from Roy. Bounces in there for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Leadoff batter in Steenhard. Harmony steps back in. Their team down 2-0 here. Bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-1 the count. To Harmony Steenhard. I always like the name Harmony, Jerry.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's a good name. Here's the next pitch on the way. Just a bit low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Harmony Steenhard, the leadoff batter for Washington Patriots. A lot of chatter. We got lots of games going on here today. There's a fly ball, and it's going to drop in up against the fence in right field. Steenhard heading for second. Throw in, and gets in there just a bit behind Steenhard, who has a leadoff double. That's the way to start if you're the Patriots.
And now up is your second hitter for the Washington Patriots, the pitcher, Stevie Garcia Zamora.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stevie was 2 for 3 with an RBI and 3 runs scored against Steilacoom on May 8th.
It would help if I could read my writing.
Yeah, it's always a good thing. That's why I had the printed sheet. There's first pitch to Stevie. It'll be low for ball 1. So, what happened to somewhere there's an iPad with my name on it. There it is. Pitch on the way. Strike at the knees. 1-1 the count to Stevie Garcia Zamora.
And Addison Roy is throwing with some velocity. Good velocity.
Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball over our heads out of play. So 1-2 the count to Stevie. Runner at second base, nobody out. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's foul, tipped straight back below us. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Stevie Zamora Garcia. Again, runner at second base. That's Steenhard. Here's a pitch on the way. Fly ball popped up infield into foul territory. Dunham gets under it, and that grabs it for out number 1. 1 down for Washington Patriots.
And now up is number 18, the catcher, Zoe Garcia Zamora.
Now let's see here. Got the numbers different on my sheet here.
Do you?
Zoe was 1 for 2 with a double and RBI, walked twice, scored a run in their last outing on May 8th. So 1 out, 1 on, runner at second base. Here's the first pitch to Zoe. Hit that outside corner for strike 1. Kind of feels like the home plate umpire loosened up his strike zone just a tad.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
Stretched it out a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Here's next pitch on the way. That's swung on its inside. Over there to get it will be Imlay, and that's out number 2 in foul territory. So 2 down for the Patriots.
And now up is your cleanup hitter, number 11, the shortstop, D. Moore.
And D, 2 for 4 with a double, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. She's a senior on this team. 2 out, 1 on, runner at second base, and Steenhard. Here's a pitch on the way to Moore, outside, high, ball 1. Winner of this game gets to face the top seed in Port Angeles at noon today on this field. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. To D. Moore. That's D with 2 E's. Not like I spell my D's, it's with 1 E. Not that it matters when I write D. Never mind, Jerry. Jerry doesn't care. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 2. 2 balls. 1 strike to D. Moore. Harmony Steenhard on second base. 2 out. 2-0 ball game. North Mason on top. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Washington Patriots at bat with 2 away. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 the count. To D. Moore. Here's next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That is out there, and Dunham under it right at the foul line at first base, and that will be that for the Patriots. We head to the second. North Mason coming up. They're leading 2-0. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
And we head to the second inning, 2-0 North Mason with the lead and coming to bat.
Yep, and leading off will be Michaela Menace, the catcher, number 5.
Oh, that's my cue. Michaela 0 for 2 against North Kitsap. Sorry, I was just busy doing other things, Jerry. I don't know what else I would be doing. Bunts the first one foul. First pitch, that is. It's a foul ball.
The Patriots in the bottom of the first had no runs on 1 hit, or double, no errors, and 1 left on base.
Thank you for that recap there, Jerry. This is a fast-paced game. I did say that they are supposed to enforce a 20-second pitch.
Ah,
That's what they're
okay.
supposed to do. I don't know if they'll ever get to it.
That's a real short time period.
Yeah. Here's a pitch on the way, inside. That's ball 1, 1-1. Oh, the rocker's back. I don't know if you can hear that. Jerry's little...
And that's just for the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's what I heard. Again,
Okay.
being here early and setting up and hearing what the
Sure.
lead umpire says to everybody, it's very enlightening.
Yeah.
So 2 balls, 1 strike to Michaela Menace, catcher for North Mason today. Leadoff batter here in the top of the second inning. Here's a pitch on the way. That's going to be ball number 3. 3-1 the count. 2-0 in ball game. We only have the 2 umpires out there, outside and high, and a leadoff walk for
And that's
Menace.
the 4th walk given up by the Washington Patriots.
Stevie.
And now up is number 2, the second baseman, Cheyenne Emily.
You're going to have a courtesy runner coming in for, I thought it was going to be a courtesy runner. We'll see. And for the catcher, Menace. So Cheyenne last played against Olympic on Monday. That was an 8-0 loss. She was 0 for 1.
Yeah, and her sister, of course, plays third base, Sydney Emily. It's kind of neat.
So who do we have? I think that's going to be Charlie Brown over there at first base, Jerry. I'm only assuming, can't see a number on her jersey right now. But here's the 1 on and nobody out for North Mason. Pitch on the way, shows bunt, that goes foul. And Brown's practically to third base on that. Gotta love the speed, gotta respect the speed, right? Charlie Brown makes a trot back to first base, and Cheyenne will step back in with an 0-1. 1 on, nobody out. 2-0 ball game. Top of the second, inside, runner goes, throw to second, into center field, the ball rolls, and Charlie Brown heads to third. on that play.
Good heads-up play by Charlie Brown.
So runner at third now for North Mason. And Charlie Brown. And that was a ball. That was a strike, wasn't it? That was a strike, wasn't it? Okay. So 0-2.
And a throwing error by the catcher.
So the throwing error or a catching error by the shortstop, Jerry? I mean, that's your call, but you know me, I don't go with the errors. Pitch on the way outside, ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cheyenne Imlay. Charlie Brown at third base.
I like that name, Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
I like that.
I'm sure she's dealt with a lot of little jokes over the years. Pitch on the way. It's going to be strike 3 called, and that'll be out number 1 as Cheyenne heads to the dugout.
And now your leadoff hitter is Kendi Carson, the left fielder, number 3. She scored the first run for the Bulldogs, and she got on by way of a walk.
So 1 out, 1 on. Charlie Brown at third base. Pitch on the way, and Kennedy pops one up into foul territory. Zoe gets it right in front of us, and that's out number 2. Nice play by Zoe. 2 down, 1 on.
And now up is number 8, the shortstop, Taylor Madison. She scored the second run for the Bulldogs, and she got on by way of a walk also.
So Taylor Madison will step in. Charlie Brown at third base. 2 out, 1 on. Top of the first inning we are. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. Kind of get the feeling trying to keep away, try to pitch around Taylor Madison here, Jerry. That's just my feeling right now. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Because Stevie Zamora Garcia in the pitching circle for the Patriots. There's a swing and a miss. Almost a half-hearted swing by Taylor Madison. That's what the coach wanted. She didn't really like it. Didn't like the pitch. Here's a 1-1, 2 out, 1 on. Charlie Brown at third base. 2 out for the Bulldogs here. Top of the first. Pitch on the way and a line drive into left field. That's fair. Charlie Brown comes in to score. Madison motors her way over to second base with a stand-up RBI double. So it makes it 3-0.
So Michaela Menace on the scoring the run.
Actually, it's Charlie Brown, Jerry.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Charlie
Brown, who is running for Michaela.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
That's right. So 2
Give
out,
credit
1
where
in,
it's
1.
due.
2 out, 1 in, 1 on.
Yeah, now up is the center fielder, number 12, Jenna Markison, and she was involved in a fielder's choice back in the first.
Yeah, but she moved to the base runners. That's was her job in that situation. Here's a pitch on the way outside, ball 1. Doing exactly what she's supposed to do, right?
Exactly.
And there's a ball 1 to Jenna Markison. Taylor Madison to second base, 1 run in. Pitch on the way, high, ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out, 1 in, 1 on for North Mason, leading 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. And where I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I, Jerry? Here's next pitch on the way, outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Jenna Markison. Jenna will step back in. Here's the 3-0. Outside, strike 1 called. Wow. Just enough to hit the corner. Again, Taylor Madison at second base for North Mason. 1 run is in, 2 are out. Top of the second, 3-0. North Mason with the lead in at bat. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a line drive. That's fair up the first base line. Madison rounds third, heads in to score. Jenna Markison motoring her way over to third base with an RBI triple. 2 outs as well, and it's 4-0 North Mason.
So give Jenna Markison a RBI. And now up is your cleanup hitter, number 16, the third baseman, Sydney Emily. And Sydney got on by way of a walk back in the first.
Sydney will step in. Wait for the first pitch from Stevie Zamora Garcia. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. 2 in, 2 out, 1 on for the Bulldogs here in their half of the second inning, leading 4-0. Jenna Markison over at third base. Pitch on the way. Inside. high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 out, 1 on. 2 in for North Mason. Pitch on the way. Outside. Just missed. Ball 3.
And she should be taking here. Let's see what happens.
3 balls, no strikes. Sydney Imlay is the batter. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
So much for that.
Jerry, you're not coaching. Remember that.
I know.
Just giving you a bad time.
I know you are.
So 3 balls, 1 strike. Outside, ball 4, and Sydney Imlay heads to first base. So the Bulldogs have runners at the corners with 2 out and 2 in.
And that's the 5th walk given up by the Washington Patriots. And now up is your first baseman, number 20, Aubrey Dunham. And Aubrey had a single back in the first, had 2 RBIs.
Some
clutch hit.
Yeah, clutch hits, but I was just saying those signaling going from Zoe to the rest of her team. Zoe Zamora Garcia, the catcher for the Patriots. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside, runner goes. Throw to second, and coming in. Oh, they just got Jenna Markison as she dove in for trying to score on that final out. That will do it for the Bulldogs here. We head to the bottom of the frame. It's 4-0, North Mason, Washington Patriots. Coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
And we are back here for the bottom of the second inning. 4-0 North Mason. Patriots coming up. Sorry, Jerry. You're just trying to get everybody in order because, you look like the guy with all the information. You realize that, don't you?
Yes. Now up is your 5th hitter, the first baseman, number 23, Alex Miles.
First pitch to her is a ball 1, and Alex 1 for 2 with an RBI and 2 walks on May 8th. All right. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Wait a minute.
By the way, North Mason had 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, 1 left on base, and there was 2 walks.
Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a pop-up. Out of play. A little bit of moisture coming down here, Jerry. Am I feeling that? All right.
A little bit, yeah.
The
wind definitely is picking up.
Mist coming in as well. So 1 and 2, isn't it, Jerry? On the count.
That is correct.
All right, pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1. So 1 down for Washington here.
And now up is the left fielder, number 3, Sadie Moen.
Now it's a Sadie. 0 for 2 with but did score a run against Tillicum on May 8th. Here's the first pitch to her. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Got a comment on her hair, Jerry. That is a lot of hair. Comes down below her waist. That is a lot of hair. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's another ground ball. That goes foul. And it's 0-2. Got to be impressed with that, don't you, Jerry? With all that hair. Look at all her hair. Look at her hair, Jerry. You see her hair? Never mind. So 0-2 to Moen. Pitch on the way and a fly ball. That is in foul territory. Dunham on the run to get it, and that's out number 2.
That's the third fly ball caught by
Aubrey.
Yeah, third fly ball. That's kind of unusual. Okay, now up is the Elena Bisson, number 12.
And Elena waits for the first pitch from Roy. Outside ball 1. Let's see here. Just had her and I lost her. She was 0 for 2 with an RBI and a walk.
And Elena's playing third base today for the Patriots.
So 2 out, nobody on. 1 ball to Bisson. There's a strike down the middle of the plate. 1-1 the count.
I've been impressed so far with the North Mason pitcher, Addison Roy.
Yeah, she seems to be on today.
Yeah, she's on.
Yeah. Here's the 1-1. 2 out, nobody on. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bisson. Need a little WD-40 on this chair over there, Jerry. Pitch on the way. It's going to be low for ball 2. 2-2 the count. To Elena Bisson. 2 out, nobody on for Washington here. Bottom of the second, 4-0 North Mason. Patriots at bat. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that is that for Washington here in their half of the second. We go to the third, 4-0.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
So we head to the top of the third inning of play. 4-0 North Mason with the lead. Jerry, I'm going to be taking shorter breaks here as the pace of this game has just really picked up.
Yeah, the first baseman, number 20, Aubrey Dunham, is going to be stepping in again because there was a person thrown out in the last inning while she was up at bat.
Okay, that's a good clarification. Thank you, Jerry. I have to remember. Jerry's on top of all this stuff, folks. I'm just here. I'm just taking up space. Here's a pitch on the way to Dunham. It'll be low and away for ball 1. 1 and oh.
Yeah, and Aubrey, of course, we want to mention, has 2 RBIs already out of the 4.
Here's next pitch to Dunham. Outside ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Aubrey Dunham. Leadoff batter for North Mason here. Adriana Crawley on deck. Aubrey stands at the back of the batter's box. Pitch on the way. Swing and a smack right to the line drive, right to the waiting glove of Alex Miles, and that's 1 away for North Mason.
And now up is your second hitter this inning, and this is Adriana Crowley, and Adriana flew out to the shortstop back in the first.
So 1 out, nobody on for North Mason. They're leading 4-0 here. We're in the top of the third. Swing and a miss by Crawley. 0-1. I know you're probably looking at the scoreboard going, why is that backwards? Well, I'm lazy. I don't want to change all that stuff, Jerry. So there's the 0-1. Outside corner, strike 2 called. 0-2 to Adriana Crawley. Stevie into her windup. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And throw. Oh, that throw over to first on the drop third strike is into right field. So Crawley's on base, Jerry. How do you score that? So
there's an error there.
Okay, you reached on an error. That's interesting.
And Adriana Crowley now is on first base. And up is your pitcher. And she struck out back in the first. And this is Addison Roy. She's having a good game. She's already got 2 strikeouts for North Mason.
In the pitching circle. Here's the first pitch to her. Shows bunt, pulls it back. And I'm assuming that was ball 1. Adriana Crawley over at first base. 1 out, 1 on. Number 1, Addison Roy at bat with a 1-0. Takes next pitch outside ball 2, so 2 balls, no strikes to Addison Roy.
And that's good. Adriana Crowley ran that out. That's what you should do in case there's a throwing error.
Like there was right there. And it was a dropped third strike. That's another point to throw out there. Here's a swing and a pop fly over our heads. Over to Jerry's left. So 2-1 the count to Addison Roy. Michaela Minnis on deck. Here's the 2-1. Bunt again shown outside. Throw to second as runner goes. That gets into center field, and Crawley's on second base. She dove in. If she had...
It looked like the shortstop was blinded by something there on that throw. It looked like she was on top of it, and then all of a sudden it went out in the outfield.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
So in the end, Adriana Crowley ends up at second base. We have a... Oh, no, yeah, they need a ball. Okay. All right. So that was a ball, wasn't it? Well, should be 3 balls and 1 strike if I'm right, Jerry.
And Addison Roy steps back in.
Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a fly out of play over heads. So that should bring the count full to 3-2 if I've got my count right.
Yeah, Adriana Crowley is in scoring position now for the Bulldogs.
Here's the pitch on the way. Inside that hitter.
Yep.
And so the Bulldogs, as Roy trots over to first base, have runners at first and second now. Adriana Crowley's at second, as Jerry mentioned. Addison Roy's at first, and here is your catcher.
Yeah, Michaela Minnis, number 5, and she got on by way of a walk and scored the 4th run for the Bulldogs.
Galani Ivy will come in to run for Addison Roy at first base. So Ivy's at first. Adriana Crowley's at second. 1 out.
Thank you for your observation there. Good job.
Well, I just watch. I know who's going to be getting the courtesy runners. Who's the pitcher or the catcher?
Okay.
Speaking of the catcher, she's up. Michaela Minnis.
Yep.
So 1 out, 2 on for North Mason. Here's the first pitch to Minnis. Low. She swings and misses at that as a kind of a bunt attempt at strike 1. So Adriana Crowley at second.
Trying to move everybody over.
Galani Ivy at first. 1 away. Here in the top of the 3rd, North Mason leading 4-0. Michaela Minnis, the batter, swings and foul, tips that one off, so strike 2. 0-2 to count to Michaela Minnis. 1 out, 2 on. Michaela will step back in. Waiting for the pitch from Stevie. Here it comes. Swing and a fly ball. That's going to drop in into right field. Here comes Crowley to score 1 run. Ivy, they're going to hold her up at 3rd, and that's an RBI double for Michaela Minnis, making it 5-0.
Yeah, stand-up double.
I'm interested and kind of curious why they held up Ivy at 3rd.
I think it was a good idea.
Okay, well, here comes Charlie Brown to courtesy run for Michaela Minnis. So Charlie Brown's at 2nd, Kalani Ivy at 3rd, and the batter
is number 2, the second baseman, Cheyenne Emily, as she is 0 for 1.
So Cheyenne will step in. 1 in, 1 out, 2 on for North Mason here, leading 5-0 with the top of the 3rd inning. Bulldogs bats have come alive here as the first pitch to Cheyenne. It's going to be ball 1. Interesting chant there, Jerry. Here we go, 0-0, 2.0, 0-0. That's interesting. That's different. So there's a pitch on the way and a bunt attempt that's going to go foul. So 1-1 to count to Cheyenne Imlay. The wind coming right at our faces right now. It's rather nice. A little chilly, but rather nice. Here's a 1-1. Strike 2 called, so 1-2 the count. To Cheyenne Imlay. Runners at second and third. 1 run in, 1 out. For North Mason leading 5-0. Here's the pitch on the way to Imlay. Oh, strike 3 on that outside corner.
Ooh,
That's
that
gonna
was
be,
okay.
little
I'm not
no comments, Jerry. You're not on top of it. That's 2 down now. For North Mason. Don't get us kicked out, okay, Jerry?
Okay.
Top of the order.
Okay, now up is Kennedy Carson, and Kennedy got on by way of a walk, scored the first run in the first inning, and then flew out to the catcher back in the second.
Oh, that pitch was inside, but strike 1 called to Kennedy Carson. It kind of came in low to me, but, you know, I'm blocked by the home plate umpire. Yeah, I'm just saying. I didn't say it. It looks funny. There's a swing and a fly ball that goes out of play over our heads.
Now he gives me now I can turn around and give him a bad time, right?
I'm just saying it from my angle, Jerry. My angle. It looked like it came in low.
Okay,
but,
okay.
You know, I'm partially blocked from my angle.
You've
got a better view than I do.
He's trying to clarify.
I'm just here to clarify. So 0-2 the count to Kennedy Carson. 2 on, 1 in, 2 out. Pitch on the way. That's a ball. Okay, ball 1. Again, you got Charlie Brown at second and Kalani Ivy at third for North Mason. 2 out, 1 in, 2 on. 1-1 count to Kennedy Carson. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2. The count is even at 2-2.
Yeah, Kennedy Carson has a good chance of opening this up a little bit for North Mason here with 2 runners on in scoring position.
Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball headed to left field on the run, trying to get to it. Oh, off the glove. Coming in to score is going to be Charlie Brown. And actually 2 runners came in, didn't they, Jerry? That makes it 2. Is Charlie Brown and it does Charlie Brown and Kalani Ivy came in, right? So let's see here. So 2 out, 1 on, 2 in, and it's actually 3 in. That's a 7-0 there, Jerry. I thought for sure they just didn't score it on the board. Here's Taylor Madison coming up with a runner at first.
Yeah, and Taylor's having a good night. She's 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI, and has scored 2 runs. Had a walk back in the first. So good game so far for Taylor.
So 3 in, 1 on, 2 out. Kennedy Carson at first base. First pitch to Taylor Madison is ball 1.
Yeah, a little high.
A little high. She looked like she was going to swing at that one. As we've noted, it seems like a very short fence here. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Taylor Madison for 1-1 the count. Again, Kennedy Carson at first base. 3 in, 7-0 is our score. 2 out. And Taylor Madison will step back in, wait for the 1-1 pitch from Stevie. Swing and a miss for strike 2, so 1-2. Again, Kennedy Carson at first base. 2 out, 1 on, 3 in for North Mason here in the top of the 3rd. Leading 7-0. Here's a pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and that will be that for the Bulldogs, but they do add on. They lead 7-0 heading to the bottom of the 3rd. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Sorry, we're back here for the bottom of the 3rd inning 7-0 North Mason with the lead. Washington Patriots coming up. Jerry?
Yeah, North Mason had 3 runs on a double. There was 2 errors by Washington Patriots. Nobody left on base, and there was no walks.
Okay, I heard a substitution there. It looks like 9 for 2. Okay, so Madeline Smith will come in at the second base, it looks like, Jerry. Just so that you know.
Leading off for the Patriots here in the bottom of the third is the second baseman, number 17, and that is Sanai, and I'm going to pronounce that right, Sanai Palmer.
And she takes, well, she swings and she fouls the first one off. That's good. Sanai Palmer Lee, I believe, is the full name, Jerry. We had Palmer there. She was 0 for 2 with a walk and scored a run on May 8th. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing the ground ball right there in front. Roy will come in to get it. Throw it over. Oh, well, the throw is off and gets up against the fence. So Palmer Lee heads to second base on that error, Jerry.
Yeah, an error on that.
So 1 on, nobody out.
And now up is number 10, the right fielder, Taylon McKinnon. And this is her first time up to bat.
Yeah, and she last batted back on May 6th against Franklin Pierce. That was a 7-3 loss. She was 0 for 3.
Okay.
Just so you know. First pitch to her. Strike on that outside corner. 1 on.
And that was the first error committed by the Bulldogs.
So 1 on, nobody out. Runner at second base. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled off for strike 2. 0-2. And again, Palmer Lee's at second base for the Patriots. Got on by we have an error. Made it over to second on that same error. So 0-2 the count to McKinnon. Outside ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Taylon McKinnon, the batter. A lot of chatter coming up. Here's a pitch on the way. Strike 3, and that's out number 1 for the Patriots here.
And that's the third strikeout for Roy for North Mason.
Top of the order coming up here, Jerry.
Yep, yeah, that is correct. Leading off here, or the leadoff hitter, is Harmony Steenhard, number 22. She led off the game with a double.
Took strike 1.
But was stranded on second.
So 0-1, 1 out, 1 on. Runner at second base. Pitch on the way to Steenhard. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 the count to Harmony Steenhard. Again, Palmer Lee's at second base. Pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball foul up the third base line. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes to Harmony Steenhard. So Palmer Lee, swing and a miss. And that's out number 2 for the Patriots.
And that's the 4th strikeout for Roy. And now up is the pitcher, number 33, Stevie Garcia Zamora. And she flew out to the first baseman back in the first.
Here's first pitch to her. Swing and a fly ball. Center field on the run out there. Markison grabbed it. That's the out. And that'll end the inning for the Patriots. They leave 1 out there. We head to the 4th, 7-0 North Mason. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
And we head to the top of the fourth inning. 7-0 North Mason with the lead, and coming to bat are the Bulldogs. Jerry.
Yeah, and the Patriots had no runs on no hits. There was one error made by North Mason, one left on base. And now leading off is number 12, the center fielder, Jenna Markison. And Jenna had a triple back at the second, had an RBI. And she is...
swinging at the first pitch, fly ball, center field. That's out of here. Home run. See you later. Here comes Jenna Markison around bases. Making it 8-0 Bulldogs.
I think she made the gentleman next to you very happy.
She dives into her teammates at home plate, and it's 8-0 Bulldogs after one pitch.
Yeah.
Here in the top of the fourth. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a shot.
That was a shot. And now up is your second hitter this inning, Sydney Emily, the third baseman, number 16. She's got on by way of a walk twice.
Sydney will step in. Nobody out, one in after the solo homer to lead off the inning. Pitch on the way. Is that a ball? Oh, it was a ball.
It was a ball.
Okay. Well, he said it with so much emphasis, it sounded like it might have been a...
And the coach is coming over to talk to the umpire.
Not really sure what that was about.
Yeah.
They're telling him to stop the music.
Okay.
No music in the dugouts, I guess is the rule.
Okay.
Makes sense.
It does.
Not throughout the game. That's what he's reminding everybody in the dugout for North Mason. So 0-1. One in, nobody on, nobody out for the
Sydney
Bulldogs.
Emily.
Yeah, Emily.
Stepping back in.
It's an A, Jerry. It's not an E. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Strike one. 1-1. That's strike two.
Oh, Emily?
Emily.
Yeah. Thank you.
0-2 the count to Sydney Emily. One in, nobody on, nobody out for North Mason here in the fourth. Here's pitch on the way, inside.
Well, we got to be consistent because there's two Emily's.
Sydney. If you look at some score sheets, they have just the S's, and that doesn't help you. Pitch on the way. It's a high ball. 2-2 the count.
But the sheet that you give me
does
help.
I know. And you can't even go with the first, the first two letters either, because it's Sydney with a Y and Shy. So pitch on the way, swinging a pop fly. Is it playable? Nope, it's not going to be playable over everybody's head. And the count remains 2-2. 8-0 ball game. Nobody out, nobody on.
Fort Andros just arrived.
Yeah, they get to play the winner of this ball game at noon today. If it is the Bulldogs, we'll be right here in this space.
Yes.
The spot. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, just hit that outside corner for out number one. So one down for North Mason here.
And now up is your first baseman, number 20, Aubrey Dunham. And Aubrey is 1 for 2, has a single back in the first, 2 RBIs so far.
So
has made 4 catches already at first base.
So one out, one in. Nobody on. Here's the first pitch to Dunham outside. Ball one. Aubrey Dunham looking a lot better right now today than I have seen her all season.
Yeah, that's great news.
Yeah. Getting fully recovered. Plus she has the summer to rest. Here's an outside pitch for ball two.
And she's been working really hard in physical therapy, and that's great. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah. Wait for her to next year. Pitch on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, just hit that outside corner for strike one. So
she's
2
got
balls
a bright
and 1
future.
strike.
Got a bright future. And she's only a freshman, like you said.
Like
wow.
I said. So 2 balls and 1 strike is the count to Aubrey Dunham. Swing and a miss on that next pitch. 2-2 the count to Dunham. 1 out, 1 in, nobody on for North Mason here. 8-0, top of the fourth. Aubrey Dunham, the batter. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that's a foul ball at the third base line. Count remains 2-2. You know, Jay, we're here in mid-May, and it doesn't seem like we should have sunshine.
It doesn't seem like it doesn't, no.
Feels like we're back in the...
It's going to be kind of not a great weekend weather-wise, unfortunately.
As long as it doesn't pour down rain, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Aubrey Dunham. 1 out, nobody on, 1 in for North Mason. Pitch on the way. High ball 3, so the count goes full. To Aubrey Dunham. A lot more chatter coming from that dugout. That's 3-2. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. Headed over there to right field, getting under it and grabbing it for the out is going to be McKinnon, Talon, and that's 2 down for North Mason here.
And now up is Adriana Crowley, the right fielder, number 13, and she's 0 for 2, but she did score a run.
Right, she reached on an error.
Yes, she did.
And made her way to second base and then scored. So yeah.
Good memory.
Yeah.
Good job.
So 2 out, nobody on, 1 in for North Mason here. First pitch to Adriana. Going to be ball 1. Dan making her dance a little bit out there. Without the music. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, nobody on, 1 in for North Mason. 8-0 is their score. Top of the 4th. Pitch on the way. Strike 1 called. Pitch looked really great coming in there from Stevie Zamora Garcia. Or Garcia Zamora, excuse me. Swinging a ground ball chopper is going to be scooped up there by the shortstop. She bobbled it, actually. And on base will be Crawley reaching on another error, Jay.
Yeah.
And I'm usually not one to give an error out, but that was...
And now up is your pitcher, Addison Roy. And Addison Roy is working on a 1-hitter so far in the first 3 innings. So Addison Roy stepping up here in the top of the 4th.
Here's the first pitch to her. It's going to be a ball.
She wants to help her cause right now.
I'm sure she does.
I've been impressed with her. She's got some nice velocity, good control.
Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be inside. Good stop there by Zoe Garcia Zamora. So 2 balls and no strikes, 1 on, 2 out, 1 in for North Mason here in the 4th. Adriana Crawley over there at first base, and another ball there, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Addison Roy. 2 down, 1 on, 1 in. Here's a pitch on the way. And that'll be another walk as Crawley heads to second base and Roy heads over to first. And they should get a courtesy runner here, I would think.
Okay. And Michaela Menace is up, the catcher, number 5. She is 1 for 1, has a double, has an RBI, and also had a walk, and she scored twice.
Okay. And here comes, I believe this is going to be Ivy. Kalani Ivy, I believe. Can't see the number on her sleeve, Jerry. Yeah. But she came in last time, so she'll be over at first base. Adriana Crawley's at second. 2 out, 1 in. And batter will step back in, or step in, I should say. First pitch on the way. High, ball 1.
Good eye. All right, Menace.
Yeah, Michaela Menace, step back in. 2 out, 2 on, 1 in for the Bulldogs here. They're leading 8-0 in the top of the 4th. Pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball. Center field shallow, coming in to get it. And that'll do it for the Bulldogs. As they leave a couple, but to get 1 on the leadoff solo homer, we head to the bottom of the frame. Patriots coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
And we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, 8-0 North Mason. Washington Patriots coming up. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, Diedrich, thanks. North Mason had 1 run on a home run, and there was 1 error committed. There was 2 left on base, and there was 1 walk. Okay. And now up is the catcher, Zoe Garcia Zamora, and she is 0 for 1, flew out to the third baseman back in the first.
It's the first pitch from Roy, swing and fouled straight up in front of us. Strike 1. So 0-1 to Zoe Garcia Zamora.
And Zoe's done a nice job back there.
Oh, she's
as catcher.
Yeah, she's done a great job.
Good defensive job.
Haven't seen anything get past her so far. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball center field. Marcuson on the run to get it a little jog, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, Marcuson's really reliable out there in center field. And now up is your second hitter this inning, and this is number 11, Dee Moore. She is 0 for 1, flew out to the first baseman back in the first.
So Moore will step in, 1 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way to her. High. Ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Here's pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2, 2-0. To Dee Moore. Like the name Dee.
Yeah.
That's what my wife calls me. But as I told you earlier, I only use the 1 E in D. There's a pitch that's low and in the turf. So 3-0. Not that Jerry cares.
Oh, I do.
No, folks, he doesn't care. Doesn't care at all.
D's the shortstop.
D Moore, that is. Not me. Not this D over here. There's a pitch on the way with the 3 balls and no strikes. That'll be a 1-out walk as Moore heads to first base. So I hate to say it, Jerry, but I think that wind's going to push something in here.
And that's the first walk given up by Addison Roy. And now up is your first baseman, number 23, Alex Miles. And she is 0 for 1.
First pitch in there. That's going to be ball 1. 1 on. 1 out. Runner at first base. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 1, 1-1. To Alexandra Miles. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, Roy's got 4 strikeouts so far. Like I said, throwing some heat.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Miles step back in. Moore's at first base swing, and that one's fouled off the screen. Well, that was an interesting little noise that made when the ball hit the turf. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alex Miles. There's a pitch on the way. Outside, strike 3 called.
That's the 5th strikeout for Addison Roy. And now up is Sadie Mewen, and she is 0 for 1, flew out to the first baseman.
So 2 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah. Dee Moore is on first for the Patriots.
So here's the next pitch on the way to Moen. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Dee Moore at first. And so Sadie Mullen as the batter. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball. That's going to be foul up the third baseline. Count remains 0-2. You see how long her hair is, Jerry? I'm just really impressed by that. It goes down over her hips. See how long her hair is, Jerry? Yeah. That's a lot of hair, I got to tell you.
Yeah, that's a lot of hair.
I only wish to have like maybe an eighth of that. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And that is that for the Patriots here in the fourth. We head to the fifth. North Mason has an 8-0 lead, and they're coming up. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Fifth inning, Jerry. 8-0, leading things off. New batter.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, number 9, Madeline Smith stepping in as a leadoff hitter here in the top of the fifth. This is her first time up, of course.
Yeah, she was 0 for 2 against North Kitsap. Swing and a fly ball. That'll drop in for base hit just there in the left field, and Smith is on. So 1 on for North Mason.
And now up is your leadoff hitter, and this is Kennedy Carson, the left fielder. And Kennedy is 0 for 2, has a walk, scored the first run.
So 1 on and nobody out for the Bulldogs here. Carson waits for the first pitch to her. Strike called. Madeline Smith over at first base. It's 8-0. Bulldogs with the lead and at bat. Top of the fifth inning. Pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball. That's going to get into left field for a base hit, and Smith holds up at second. And Carson's at first. Go ahead, Jerry.
Sorry. Number 8, Taylor Madison, the shortstop, is now up. She has scored 2 runs. She got on by way of a walk, has a double, has an RBI, and she is 1 for 2.
Okay. She'll step in, 2 on, nobody out. Top of the fifth, 8-0 is our score.
2 singles in a row by North Mason.
There's a swing and a foul ball that went up with authority out there, third base line.
Yeah, that was hit hard.
Yeah, good old smack there. Crack of the bat. So 0-1 to Taylor Madison. 2 on, nobody out. Madeline Smith is at second. Kennedy Carson is at first base for the Bulldogs. Taylor Madison is at bat. Did I say nobody out? 2 on?
Yep.
Okay. 8-0, top of the fifth. Here's a pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball. That's headed over there to the fence. Is it out of here? It certainly is. A 3-run home run for Taylor Madison.
That's the second home run for the Bulldogs in this game. Wow, what a shot.
That was out of here just as soon as it left the bat, Jerry.
It sure was. This 3 hits in a row now for North Mason. And what a hit by Taylor Madison.
Ball's still sitting out there beyond the fence.
Yeah,
sitting
I
out there
can
lonely. Somebody needs to go get that ball. Come on.
Okay, now up is Jenna Markison. Speaking of home runs, she had a solo home run in the last inning.
Yeah, led things off. It's 11-0 here. And Coach Valley's talking things over with the home plate umpire.
Yeah, and Jenna is 2 for 3, has a triple and a home run. has scored, of course, a run.
So the bases are empty, nobody out. 3 are in here for North Mason.
2 for 3 in the game so far.
Jenna Markson will step in, wait for the first pitch from Stevie. Zamora Garcia. Or Garcia Zamora. I'm sorry, I get that backwards. I don't know why. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1. The discussion might have been that 10-run rule, Jerry, but it has to be through the 5th inning.
Warshut has to have a bat.
Yeah, and there's a foul ball at the first baseline. I think that was the discussion. And I know there was a, if you think back several years ago, Jerry, on this field, as a matter of fact, Shelton and I think it was Yelm, they went to 15 in 3.5. And once they hit 15, that was it. But that was interesting way back. It was district playoffs. Try to keep on schedule. Now, we do have a game at noon, and we're just after 11 o'clock. Just clearing everybody off. It's not in the batting circle. I think the other rule that they talked about is if you're in the field of play and you're a player, you must have a helmet on. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Jenna Markison. Nobody out, nobody on. 3 in. There's a smack right to the glove, but off the glove of the second baseman. Markson's going to round first and head to second base, and there is a double for her.
Yeah, I'm going to give her a double because it was just to the left of that glove.
That was Palmer Lee out there. Couldn't quite close the glove in time.
Yeah, and so Jenna is 3 for 4, by the way. Now up is your cleanup hitter, Sydney Emley, and Sydney is 0 for 1. She's had 2 walks and then struck out back in the 4th. And I'm like you should get more credit for those walks.
You should. That's just my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I had a long conversation with our friend.
Yep. Yeah.
About why.
And he explained it well.
He explained it well, but I still think that especially if you battle your way back from like 2 strikes down, and then you force a walk, that's got to go on the batter.
Sure. In
my opinion. But whatever. So runner at second, and the first pitch to Imlay is ball. It's 11-0.
Yeah, Markuson has had a triple, a home run, and a double.
Pitch on the way. That's going to be a ball, and the ball got away on the pass ball or a wild pitch, whatever you say. And Markuson heads over to third base. So nobody out. 3 in. 1 on.
If she had another attempt, she could get a single.
I was just thinking that. Just thinking that, Jerry. Maybe she will. Hit that cycle, man. So another ball in there for ball 3.
She's got pretty quick feet there.
Yeah, she kind of has to. A little bit of dancing. I don't want to be hitting the ankle by or a foot by a pitch at all, ever. Here's a pitch on the way. Fly ball, center field.
It's
going to be a base hit as it dropped in. Tagging in and scoring will be Markuson. Makes it 12-0.
And gives Sydney Emley an RBI on that single.
So another run comes in, and it's 12-0.
Yeah, that's 4 runs this inning, Diedrich, for North Mason. And now up is Aubrey Dunham. And Aubrey is 1 for 3, had 2 RBIs in the first inning off of a single.
Here's the pitch on the way, outside ball 1.
And Aubrey's played a good first base today, too.
Yes, like I said earlier, I think she's she's closer to 100% than she has been all season.
I would agree with you, yes.
I'm not saying she's at 100%, but she's closer to it than she was earlier.
Yeah.
Here's a pitch on the way, outside ball 2. And she's walking a lot better, too.
Yeah.
Without that limp that we saw about a month ago. So 2 balls, no strikes. 1 on, Sydney Imlay at first base. 4 in for the Bulldogs. Swing and a miss by Dunham. 2-1. $12-0, top of the 5th inning. North Mason has just come out to play here today. There's a ground ball. It's going to get into right field for a base hit. Imlay rounds second, heads for third. And there's runners at the corners for the Bulldogs. Dunham is over at first.
Yeah, now up is number 13, Adriana Crowley. And Adriana is 0 for 3 Has, but has scored a run.
More balls coming in for the home plate umpire. Where's our, okay, I was just looking, where's our other ump? There he is. Right there between second and third. It's those dark uniforms that the Patriots are wearing kind of confuse me between the guys in blue and the guy and the ladies in the black and the blue. So Crowley will step in with runners at first and third. Nobody out, 4 in. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball. That's going to get into a shallow left field. 1 run will come in, Imlay, and that makes it 13-0.
So give Adriana an RBI. And now up is your pitcher, number 1, Addison Roy. And Addison is 0-for-1, has been hit by pitch and has a walk also. Has scored a run.
There's pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball that goes foul at the third base line. Bulldogs are swinging away here today. See how many hits do they have here so far, Jerry? 11?
Well, boy, I tell you.
Yeah, 11. That's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah. Yeah, they've had 7 hits this inning.
In this inning, wow. Pitch on the way,
Wow.
high ball 1. 1-1 the count. Crawley is over at first base. Dunham is at second.
Plus a double and a home run.
Addison Roy is the batter. She'll take the 1-1 pitch. Just a bit high, but all 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Addison Roy. Winner of this game gets to face the top seed in Port Angeles. The Lady Riders are over there warming up in the baseball field to our left. Pitch on the way, outside ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike to Addison Roy. Again, nobody out. 4 in. 5 in? 5 in. 4 in. How many runs in, Jerry? I've lost track.
This inning?
Yeah.
They have scored 5 runs.
5 runs in. Pitch on the way. Strike 2 called on the inside. This is it's a 5 in, 2 on, nobody out. Oh, it's 3 balls and 2 strikes is the count. There's a pitch on the way. Swing and a foul ball. Drops right down in front of us, Jerry. Took forever to come down. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, 2 on, 5 in for North Mason here.
I
top
have
of the
12
fifth.
hits so far for the Bulldogs.
Okay, well.
You have 11?
I have 11.
Okay.
Well, the official stat keeper over here to my right. Here's a pitch on the way, and that's going to be a walk. Now to load the bases. As Roy heads to first base.
And that was her second walk. And now up is Michaela Menace. And Michaela has played a good job, has done a good job behind the plate as a catcher for the Bulldogs. And she is 1 for 2, has a walk, has a double, has an RBI, and has scored 2 runs.
So it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. I'm thinking as coach for the Patriots is in the pitching circle. Bases are loaded. Pardon me, man. I just have a frog that got in my throat. And I believe we have a courtesy runner over there at first base as well. And that should be
Ivy?
I think it's Ivy.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the numbers on their long sleeves, but it's on the right shoulder. So who gets to take over here? No, I guess there was not a pitching change. Just a meeting in the pitching circle. As Stevie will remain in the pitching circle. I don't even have the scoreboard up. I didn't even notice that, folks. Sorry about that. 13-0 is their score. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. 5 runs are in. And Michaela Minnis is stepping up to the plate to bat. Here's first pitch to her. High. Ball 1.
Well, North Mason has certainly got the bats rolling today. And that makes Steve Valley, I'm sure, very happy.
Yeah, he kind of mentioned that when we got here. He
Well, I
says,
told him I was going to bring him good luck.
yeah, and I said, I don't bring good luck. Jerry does. I don't.
Yeah.
So 2 balls to Minnis. Pitch on the way, and there's a foul ball. Catch off the ricochet does not count. I'm sorry.
But nice try.
Yeah, Alex.
good reaction.
Good reaction. So that's 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Michaela Minnis. There's pitch on the way. Bases are loaded. Swing, and that one comes right below the microphone there, Jerry.
Oh,
Or that
Yeah,
one
it was
ring-
close. Yeah.
Well, it's not going to hit the microphone.
No, because there's, yeah.
It just hit right below it. So 2-2 the count to Michaela Minnis. Nobody out, 3 on, 5 in for the Bulldogs here. 13-0. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one again comes back. Got to get my hand out of my pocket for that one. It's still 3 balls, or 2-2 the count, excuse me. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 on, nobody out. 5 in for North Mason. They had broken this game open here, top of the 5th. There's a pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball right up the middle. Gets into center field. Dunham comes in to score. There's 1. Crowley comes in to score. There's 2.
2 RBIs.
And that is makes it 15-0. Runners are at the corners now. Nobody out.
What's the story with the music?
Well, I thought, but. All right, so here is Madeline Smith. I guess is when they're going to come in. So we have another courtesy runner here.
Yeah, that's the 8th hit for North Mason just this inning.
So Charlie Brown will come in to courtesy run for Minnis. So Charlie Brown's at first, and Kalani Ivy is over at third. Runner goes, throw to second, and runner's safe, and coming in now is going to be Ivy, making it 16-0.
And up to bat is number 9, Madeline Smith, and she is 1 for 1, scored a run, had a single in this inning to lead it off.
That first pitch was a strike. Pitch on the way and a fly ball. Smith hits one foul into the walkway off first baseline. So 1-2 the count. Let's see, I got that wrong. So there's a runner at second base, isn't there, Jerry?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, that would be Charlie Brown at second. And it's 0-2 to Madeline Smith. There's pitch on the way. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Madeline Smith will step back in. Charlie Brown is at second base.
Yeah, North Mason is batted around.
Here's a pitch on the way. Okay, so Charlie Brown left early, so that makes her out. That's the first out in the inning for the Bulldogs. So the bases are now empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count to Madeline Smith. Swing and a fly ball. That'll drop into left field for a base hit. Smith rounds first, heads to second. Ball's up against the fence. And a stand-up double with 1 out.
So she's 2 for 2. Unfortunately, she would have had an RBI, but of course that didn't happen. And now up is your leadoff hitter for the North Mason Bulldogs, and this is Kennedy Carson, the left fielder. And Kennedy is 1 for 3, had a single back in this inning.
Just, when you were reading all that stuff, I was looking out at second base, and Madeline Smith did the crane pitch and a swing and a foul ball out there at second base. That's strike 1. I just have to chuckle about these girls are having when they're having fun like they are today. So 0-1, 1 out, 1 on. How many in? 7. Is that right? 7 in?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 in. There's a ball 1.
Yeah, it was 8-0 going into
That's
the
right.
inning.
Coming into the inning. So 16-0 here. Top of the 5th. Kennedy Carson, the batter. It's going to be ball 2. 2-1. Madeline Smith is at second base. Kennedy Carson, the batter. 1 out, 1 on. 8 in. 2-1 is the count. There's a swing and a fly ball. Out there to left field into foul territory on the run to grab it.
Nice catch.
Nice catch out there. And that was Moen, Cesadia Moen. And that's out number 2 for North Mason here in the inning.
And now up is Taylor Madison, the shortstop. Taylor's having quite a game. Taylor has scored 3 runs, has a double, has a home run, And she had 3 RBIs with that home run. And
3-run shot there.
yeah, 3-run shot.
So 2 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball center field. Getting under to Steenhard, and that will be that for the Bulldogs here in the 5th. But they just really take it to the Patriots, 16-0. We head to the bottom of the frame. Patriots coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
And we are back here heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. North Mason 16, Washington Patriots 0. And the Patriots are coming up.
Yeah, and leading off will be number 12, the third baseman, Elena Bisson, and she's 0 for 1, struck out back in the 2nd.
So Addison Roy having quite a game here today.
She sure has.
Well, she's gone, this will be her 5th inning. 6 strikeouts. That's not even the right. I'm sorry. That's not even the right box. And there's a swing and a miss. Sorry, folks. I'm just getting to Roy. 6 strikeouts.
Yep.
1 hit, 1 walk so far. And that was strike 1. Better get on my game here. I'm too busy looking at other devices. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. 0-2 the count to Bisson. Leading things off for the Patriots here, bottom of the
and they've got to
5th.
score 7 runs to stay in this game.
It's going to be ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter for the Patriots here. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that's out number 1 for Washington here.
Yeah, and that's the 7th strikeout for Roy. And now up is number 17, Sanai Palmer, and she is 0 for 1.
First pitch to her. Makes her jump back for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on for the Patriots here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled off. 1-1 the count. Sinai will step back in. Palmer Lee is what I have on my sheet, Jerry. You just don't have the Lee on yours. Palmer Lee, or hyphenated name. Here's pitch on the way. Gonna be low, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Sinai Palmer Lee. 1 out, nobody on for Washington here. Bottom of the 5th, trailing 16-0. Here's a pitch on the way from Roy. Swing and a miss. That's strike 2, so 2-2. So Sinai will step back in. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled off. Count remains even at 2-2. Did notice that the Bulldogs are playing in a little bit, 3rd and 1st. There is a hole up the middle. But with the speed of Smith and Madison, I don't think that's much of an issue. Here's a pitch on the way. Inside, ball 3. So the count is full to Sinai Palmer Lee.
And they have a lot of confidence in Markuson back out there in center field.
That's true. She's playing a little bit in, isn't she, Jerry?
A little bit.
Pitch on the way inside, and there is a walk. So 1 out, 1 on for Washington here. Get something going here if they want to keep the game going beyond this half inning.
Yeah, and now up is Taylor McKinnon, 0 for 1, and she is your right fielder, number 10.
So 1 out, 1 on. Palmer Lee's over there at first base, swing and a miss by McKinnon. Strike 1. So again, the winner of this ball game takes on Port Angeles at noon. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1, 1-1 to McKinnon. And the Riders are the top seed in this tournament, Jerry. They got the number 1.
Yeah, they've played very well in the league that North Mason's in.
Swing and a miss for strike 2, 1-2 the count.
I think they're undefeated, aren't they?
Two losses, I believe. 16-2.
Oh, okay. In the league?
No, overall.
Overall, okay.
Yeah, I didn't look at what their league record was. I know they're the top seed. Pitch on the way, swing and a foul. Out of play.
Yeah,
right
in the league, I
us.
think they're undefeated.
Oh, probably. Or they might have lost one to Olympic, but that's either way. Both those teams are here.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact. Squim as well. And Kingston.
Yeah, North Kitsap.
North Kitsap, yeah. Pitch on the way, swing, and another foul off by Taylor McKinnon.
Yeah, we got 5 teams from our league here.
Yeah, it was 5 from both. South Kitsap.
From both.
Yeah, and 12 team 12-team bracket for this tournament. First round is a loser out game. This is where we are. There's a swing and a miss, and that is out number 2 for the Patriots here.
And now is number 22, Harmony Steenhard. And Harmony is 1 for 2, has a double back in the first.
First pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. Or as the home plate umpire said, strike.
Yeah, last year was a 14-team tournament. This year's a 12-team tournament.
No, it was 12 last year, I believe, too. There's only 2 games. There's a pop fly infield. Imlay on the run on the third base foul territory. And that's it. That's the ball game, folks.
Yep.
3 outs there. And North Mason advances with a 16-0 win over Washington here at the rack in Lacey. We'll take a quick timeout. Jerry will have some happy totals for us for North Mason fans. Be right back to Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call, or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Well, it's a final here at the rack. The North Mason Bulldogs knock off the Washington Patriots. I got to find the right graphic. It's gone here, Jerry. I don't understand. There it is. 16-0 in 5 innings are the Bulldogs victorious, and they get to take on the pleasure of taking on Port Angeles. Let's talk about the finals here.
Yeah.
Final scores. Go ahead, Jerry.
Okay, thanks, Diedrich. Nice job today. Play-by-play. For the Patriots, they had no runs. They had 1 hit. They left 3 on base. They had 4 errors. The lone hit was by Harmony Steenhard. She had a double back in the first.
Right.
Okay, for North Mason, they had 16 runs on 13 hits, 1 error. Let's see how many they left on base. 3, 5. Yeah, 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that on this
Yeah,
thing here.
so just 1 error. And, boy, I tell you, Addison Roy, wow. She had 8 or 9 strikeouts. I mean,
8 officially, yes.
Yep, 8 strikeouts. Wow.
Only
8
1
Ks.
hit and 1 walk. Wow.
That is
Yeah,
great.
that's a pretty good outing for her.
It was great, yeah. And I wanted to mention that, like I said, Kennedy Carson was 1 for 2. Taylor Madison was 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. Jenna Markison was 3 for 3, had a double, a triple, and a home run. Almost had the cycle. And Sydney Emily was 1 for 2. Aubrey Dunham was 1 for 3. By the way, she had 2 RBIs. And Taylor Madison had 4 RBIs. Jenna Markison had 2. Sydney Emily had 1 RBI. Aubrey Dunham, like I said, had 2 RBIs. Adriana Crowley was 1 for 4, had an RBI. And Michaela Menace was 2 for 3, had a double. And Madeline Smith was 2 for 2, had a double.
Yeah,
Am I missing something there?
Minutes knocked batted in 3 runs.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
I don't
you.
know if we made that note, but I'm looking at this. But they credited her for 3 runs.
Yeah,
Killing
okay.
minutes.
Gotcha, thanks.
All right, well, that's it for this ball game. We'll be taking a quick timeout. We'll be back just before noon for the, well, very shortly. I guess it'll be about 15 minutes. We'll be back on the air. Just keep it right here, folks. I'm not changing anything. We'll just change graphics. We'll be back. Final again, North Mason advances the second round in the double elimination portion of this tournament and faces the top seed in Port Angeles at noon. We'll be back for that. Stick around.
This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The following presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Well, welcome back to field number 4 at the Regional Athletic Complex, or RAC, in Lacey. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, continues coverage of the 2025 Class 2A West Central District 3 Fastpitch softball tournament with the second round game featuring the North Mason Bulldogs and the Port Angeles Rough Riders. My name again is Diedrich Allen, and joining me for this broadcast is, of course, Mr. Jerry Apple.
Hi, Diedrich. Hey, what an exciting last game.
Yeah, it was. We are now in the double elimination portion of the tournament. If you joined us just earlier, you saw North Mason beat Washington 16-0 in 5 innings in the first round. Port Angeles is the tournament's top seed and had a first-round bye. Rough Riders have a 16-2 record. They played on Monday, beating Kingston 10-1. This will be the third meeting of the season for North Mason and Port Angeles. The Riders beat the Bulldogs twice in the regular season, 10-0 a week ago and 6-4 on April 21st. I would say Jerry's got the lineups and the batting orders, of course, but tournament play, well, you know, we've got that. We've got North Mason's, but tournament play makes it kind of hard to get everything going.
The old game.
We can
Port Angeles.
Yeah, we can give that a shot. So. We'll get to that in a moment. Of course, we have the first pitch. It's round 2 of the 2025 Class 2A West Central District 3 Fastpitch softball tournament. The North Mason Bulldogs and the Port Angeles Rough Riders on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. We'll be back.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything.
And we are back waiting for the first pitch between Port Angeles and North Mason in this second round game between the Rough Riders and the Bulldogs. Double elimination, so we'll have a game tomorrow at 5, at the very least, for both these teams. But we'll be here tomorrow at 5. And Jerry, I know you got some sort of a...
No, I'll be here.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about your lineup here. We got some sort of information on the lineups. Why don't you give them what you got here before we get underway?
Okay. Starting off with Port Angeles, tentative lineup. Leading off will be number 4, the pitcher, Lindsey Reed. Batting second will be number 8, the left fielder, Heidi Lentz. Batting third will be number 15, the shortstop, Kenny Kennedy Rogland. Batting fourth will be the catcher, Abby Kimball. Batting fifth will be number 11, the first baseman, Lexi Smith. Batting sixth will be the second baseman, Mariah.
Okay, we're good. Well, Jerry, let's just move on to what we know, which will be North Mason, and we'll just deal with that as it comes up. Tournament play makes it very difficult, and then you get people distracting you. So just go with what you know, and then we'll get it as we can for Port Angeles.
Can I give North Mason?
Yes, go with what you know.
Okay, thank you. For North Mason, leading off will be number 3, the left fielder, Kennedy Carson. Batting second will be number 8, Taylor Madison, the shortstop. Batting third will be the center fielder, number 12, Jenna Markison. Batting fourth, the cleanup, will be third baseman, number 16, Cindy Imley. Batting fifth will be the first baseman, number 20, Aubrey Dunham. Batting sixth will be Adriana Crowley, number 13. Batting seventh will be the pitcher, number 1, Addison Roy. Batting eighth will be the catcher, number 5, Michaela Menace. And batting ninth will be the second baseman, number 9, Madeline Smith.
All right, so what we know of what I can see on the field right here is the pitcher for Port Angeles will be number 8. And Jerry, just have to tell people to walk away from you when we're in the middle of these things. But number 8, it'll be Heidi Leitz. She did pitch against Kingston. 7 innings, 1 earned run, 3 hits, 1 walk, 15. I got that 15 strikeouts, Jerry. So this is their
she's
ace
very
in the hole
fast,
here.
very effective.
Yeah, Abby Kimball will be behind home plate. That's what we know right now. I'm just trying to run this down here. Looks like Abby Rudd will be at third. Shortstop. Have a number I don't have. That'll be interesting. Oh, it's 13. Okay, that'll be Morgan Politica. Kennedy Rogland will be at second base, and I think first base will be Lexi Smith. The outfield, now that's going to be a little more challenging, Jerry, and we'll just have to get them when they come up. But we'll get to that. But we're ready to get underway as the Bulldogs are coming out to bat and Kennedy Carson.
And, Kennedy Carson, left fielder, leading off for the Bulldogs. Under coach Steve Valley. Yeah. Steve Valley, the coach.
So, Kennedy, you had all the information on how she did in the last game, Jerry.
Yes, I'm going to go to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but she'll get the first pitch in there from Heights. Is a foul straight back in my face. My goodness.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Kennedy Carson had 2 official bats, 1 hit.
Okay. So she's 0-1. Next pitch to her from Heights, the lefty. Strike 2 called. Wow, what a pitch right there. Hit that outside corner as well. New umpiring crew today, or for this game, for game number 2. It's 0-2 to Kennedy Carson. Here comes the pitch. Just a bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kennedy Carson, the leadoff batter for North Mason here against Port Angeles in round 2 game of the 2025 West Central District 3 tournament. Bulldogs already got 1 win. Here's the next one on the way. That's going to be strike 3 called. And that's out number 1, right there at the knees on that outside corner.
And now up is your second hitter, Taylor Madison, the shortstop. And Taylor had quite a game. She was 2 for 3, had 4 RBIs, a double, and a home run.
It sounds so much better when Jerry does it than when I do it.
Huh?
It sounds so much better when you do it than when I do it. Because you're more...
I've learned from the best.
Oh, sure. Thanks.
First I just want to let people know that.
First pitch to Madison is high for ball 1. I don't know if that's really I don't know if when he's talking about me or not.
I am.
Just kidding. Okay. So strike 1, called there.
Boy, a good pitcher can be dominant.
Yeah,
I mean, they just dominate the game.
So 1-1 to count, 1 out, nobody on for North Mason. Taylor Madison will step back in, wait for the 1-1 from Light. Strike 3 called.
Wow.
Strike 2 called, that was strike 2. Boy, she comes in there with some power. 1 out, nobody on. Taylor Madison comes back in. Heidi Lights in the pitching circle, the lefty. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a foul out of play over everybody's heads, and count remains 1-2. Taylor Madison will step back in. Wait for the next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That is going to drop in for a base hit in there in right field. Throw in over the head of first baseman, but Taylor Madison's on.
Yeah, and now up is number 12, the center fielder, Jenna Markison. And Jenna had quite a game against Washington just earlier today. 3 for 3. Had a double, a triple, and a home run. Scored twice.
Batted in a couple of runs as well, right, Jerry? All right. So 1 out, 1 on. Taylor Madison at first base. First pitch to Jenna Markison is a swing and a miss. 0-1. Artificial turf here, at least on the infield. It's grass in the outfield. Here's a pitch on the way. Check swing. Going to be ball 1-1. And Kimball makes sure that Taylor Madison stays at first base. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Runner at first base. Top of the first inning. Swing and a foul off the screen above our heads. 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Taylor Madison's at first base. Batter is Jenna Markison. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball that hooks foul off the third base line. Count remains. That was a 2-1.
You can tell that North Mason right now is playing with some confidence.
Well, after their first game, they should have a lot of confidence coming into this one.
Yes.
And they know this team well. So count is even at 2-2. Here's a pitch on the way. High ball 3, runner goes, throw to second. And Taylor Madison's safe with a slide as the ball kind of popped out of Politica's glove.
But give her a steal.
Yeah. So runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs. And the count is full to Jenna Markison. 1 out. Oh, it's 2-2. Okay. So 2-2 the count. Sorry. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a pop-up. It's in play. Kimball gets under it, rips off the mask and grabs the foul ball for out number 2. So 2 down, 1 on.
And now up is your cleanup hitter, the third baseman, Sydney Imlay, number 16. And Sydney was 1 for 2 in the last game, had a single.
A little timeout
2
here.
walks, too.
As Kimball, I think when she threw off her mask, she did something to her thumb, so they're tending to her right now. But, you know, give Abby Kimball some props on that play, making sure she's all right, make sure everything's good. That is her left hand. Okay, it is timeouts. So Kimball will step back behind home plate, and we're waiting for the first pitch to Sydney Imlay. Taylor Madison's at second, 2 away for the Bulldogs. Here, top of the first, pitch on the way. Ooh, that hit her. So Imlay, are we going to call it a foul ball? Oh. Okay, so it hit off the bat, Jerry. Okay, so 0-1, Sydney Imlay. I didn't see it go off the bat. Jerry hit a strike 2 called. So 0-2 to Sydney Imlay, 2 out, 1 on. Taylor Madison over there at second base for the Bulldogs. Top of the first, no score. Here's a pitch on the way. That one's going to be ball. And Madison kind of dancing out there at second base. Decided to get back to the bag. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sydney Imlay, 2 out. Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that is that for the Bulldogs in their half of the first. We head to the bottom of the frame. Port Angeles coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Bottom of the first inning of play. Port Angeles coming up, no score. Addison Roy in the pitching circle for the Bulldogs. The only change from the last game, well, you have Madeline Smith is at second base. Everything else is pretty much the same, isn't it, Jerry?
Yeah, and North Mason had one hit, no runs, no walks, one left on base, 2 strikeouts by Port Angeles pitcher. And leading off is number 4, and this is Lindsay Reed, the pitcher.
And she's not the pitcher, Jerry. She's not pitching. She is not pitching. I don't know what her position is. She's not pitching. She was 2 for 3 with a double and RBI on Monday.
Sorry about that.
Here's first pitch to her. Swing and a little dribbler. It'll be picked up by Taylor Madison. Throw over to first, but beating it out will be Reed. It's a 1-on for Port Angeles.
Good speed by Lindsay. So give her a single. And now up is number 8, Heidi Lights.
Now, she's your pitcher.
And she's the pitcher.
She's the pitcher. So
gotcha, buddy.
Heidi was 2 for 3 with a walk.
Okay, we'll get this straight.
On Monday. So here's the first pitch to Lights. Runner goes, and sliding in will be Reed. Safely, no throw to second. As Reed is on second base, and strike 1 to Lights.
Yeah, give Lindsay Reed a steal.
Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball, shallow center. Markson on the run, gets under it, and grabs it for the out. And Reed heads back to second base. So 1 away.
And now up is number 15, and this is Kennedy Rogland.
Kennedy was 2 for 2 with a double, a triple, 2 RBIs, and scored 2 runs on Monday against Kingston.
And Kennedy is a shortstop.
Swing and a foul ball off the first base line. Just trying to get to the right box here, Jerry. I'll figure out who's what here. So 0-1. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's going to be ball, that hitter. So Rogland will head to first base. Got Reed at second. 1 out, 2 on.
And now up is number 30, Abby Kimball, the catcher. And Abby made a really nice catch back in the first.
And Abby was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Pitching the turf there for ball 1.
Yeah, I remember Abby playing catcher, very solid behind the plate. Very good player.
She is. Here's next pitch. She'll swing and she'll pop one up to left field. Up against the fence, and grabbing it will be Kennedy Carson for out number 2.
Yeah, that was right against, like you said, nice catch.
She had to adjust, but she got it 2 down for Port Angeles. And here's Lexi Smith, Jerry.
Yep, yeah, Lexi, number 11, first baseman.
First pitch to her. Swinging a ground ball, foul up third base line.
And we remember Lexi playing basketball.
Of Quite a player there. Quite an athlete, actually.
Yeah, she is. And her sister, too.
So 0-1 to Lexi Smith. Runners in first and second for the Riders. 2 out. Here's a pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2.
Yeah, Addison Roy had quite a game that first against Washington.
So Reed's at second and Roglin's at first pitch, and a pop-up that's going into foul territory on the run and grabbing it. Oh, what a play there by Smith. Madeline Smith came from second base and got that in foul territory. And the Riders leave 2 on base. We head to the second, no score. North Mason coming up. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
We head to the second inning, no score. North Mason coming up.
Yep, and up is Aubrey Dunham, the first baseman, number 20.
And Aubrey will wait for the first pitch from Heidi Lights. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 1.
And Aubrey was 1 for 3.
Swing and a miss
had
again.
2 RBIs and a single.
Swing and a miss again. Okay, So 0-2 to Aubrey Dunham, leading things off for the Bulldogs here in the second inning. No score. Second round action in the West Central District 3 tournament. There's a swing and a miss and strikeout.
Yeah, that's the 3rd strikeout for the pitcher for Port Angeles.
Heidi Lights, Jerry.
And now up is Adriana Crowley, your right fielder, number 13. And Adriana was 1 for 4, had an RBI. And had a single.
Takes ball 1.
1 for 4 in the last game.
Sorry, move this over here. Maybe you can hear a little better. Is that better?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. 1 ball, no strikes.
Thank you.
A swing and a miss there for Adriana Crawley. And it's 1-1, 1 out, nobody on for North Mason here. Top of the second inning. No score. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's off the screen. 1-2. Port Angeles and North Mason, second round of the 2025 Class 2A West Central District 3 tournament from the Regional Athletic Complex in Lacey, or the RAC. Pitch on the way, and that'll be ball 2. 2-2 the count.
And we're in double elimination now?
We are now in double elimination. So either way, the win or lose, you have a game tomorrow.
Good.
5. And we'll be back in that spot as well. Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball right over to the second base. And that is Roglin. There you go. And she'll throw it over to first to Lexi Smith, and that's out number 2.
And now up is your pitcher, Addison Roy. And Addison had 2 walks in the last game, was hit by a pitch, and was 0 for 1.
Swings and misses at the first pitch. Bulldogs coming out swinging here, at least trying to get to Heidi Lights here early. They got to Washington's pitcher early. Pitch on the way. Just a bit low for ball 1. 1-1 is the count to Addison Roy. Pitch on the way. Outside corner, strike 2. Home plate umpire a little bit emphatic about that strike, Jerry.
He lets you know.
Well, he thought it was strike 3, but it was strike 2. Here's the 1-2. 2 out, nobody on. That's going to be ball 2. It count as even at 2-2. To Addison Roy. Two down and nobody on. So this is what I like to say. 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Second inning, there's a swing and a foul off the screen above our heads. So 2-2. So again, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out.
Heidi Lights already has 3 strikeouts.
And we're going to get that from her. Here's the 2-2 to Addison Roy. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that was fouled off the screen again. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the second inning, no score. Here comes the 2-2. Outside ball 3, so 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on for North Mason here. Top of the second, no score. Addison Roy at bat with a full count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball going in on the run. Oh, what a grab out there in foul territory was Sheehan. And that will be that for the Bulldogs. Head to the bottom of the frame. Port Angeles coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
And we're in the bottom of the second inning, no score. Port Angeles coming up.
And now up is number 14, Sophia Ritchie, and I believe she's playing second base.
I'm going to get to the right screen. I'll confirm that for you, Jerry. She is in left field, actually. Right?
Okay, thank you.
So first pitch was ball, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's too many things to look at here.
Thank you for that correction.
Yeah, well, I have the cheap thing over here. I can put it in the middle if you want to look at it, Jerry.
Okay.
Maybe, maybe not. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swinging a foul out of play. All right. So 1-1 the count to Ritchie. Sophia Ritchie. See, what do I have on Sophia here? I have something, don't I? 1 for 3 with a double in their last outing. Strike 2 called on that outside corner. Nice pitch from Addison Roy to Sophia Ritchie. Leadoff batter for Port Angeles. No score. Bottom of the second. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. There we go. Scoreboard operator getting it right. Here's pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball. Infield. And Taylor Madison gets under it and grabs the ball for the out. So 1 away for Port Angeles.
And now up is number 1, Makia Stevens.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jerry.
And she is playing right field.
Okay. Makia was 0 for 4 against Kingston on Monday. First pitch to her from Addison Roy. Shows bunt, misses, and that's strike 1. If that helps you, Jerry, we'll keep it right there.
It does help. Thank you.
I see, that's my cheat thing. As long as it's accurate, we're good, right?
Yeah.
So 1 out. And an 0-1 to Stevens. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 2, 0-2. So 1 out Nobody on. No balls, 2 strikes to Makia Stevens for Port Angeles. Scoreless game, bottom of the second. Pitch on the way outside, ball 1. Do you understand what it says here, Jerry? So here's the 1-2 to Stevens, a swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for Port Angeles. So 2 down.
And now up is number 21, and number 21 is Ava Ann Sheehan.
And she's playing right field.
Okay, thank you.
Just remember she had the last out. Pitch on the way, swings, it pops that one over our camera. Foul. So 1. You got everything in order there, Jerry?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, all right. That's why pencil works great, doesn't it?
It sure does.
2. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out, nobody on. Here's the next pitch to Sheehan. It's going to be low, ball 1, 1-1.
That was the first strikeout for Roy.
Addison Roy, yeah. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a fly ball. It's going to drop into left field for a base hit. Sheehan rounds first and holds up there as it throws into.
That was a solid hit.
So 1 on and 2 out for Port Angeles.
And now up is Morgan.
Politica, yeah.
Politica, yes. Thank you.
And she was 0 for 3 on Monday. Where's she playing now? She is shortstop, right? I believe so.
You are correct.
Okay. Here's pitch on the way. Shows bunt. It's in there for a ball. Runner goes. Throw to second on the hop, and Sheehan is safe at second.
Give her a steal.
Just beat out that throw.
Accurate. It was a fairly nice throw. Just bounced, unfortunately.
Yeah, just bounced, and Sheehan's on second. And that was a ball on that pitch. So 1 ball, no strikes to Morgan Politica. Runner at second, 2 out for the Riders. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. It's Taylor Madison on it, and it drops in. Oh, boy, he called it off, and here comes Sheehan for a score. And Port Angeles is on the board. A little lack of communication out there by North Mason.
And give Politica a double and also give her an RBI. And now your leadoff hitter is number 4, Lindsay Reed.
And she's in right field, is that right?
She
is left field. Ooh, pitch in there high, ball 1.
Yeah.
Can't see it.
Yeah, she's not on there. There you go. Now you got it.
Yeah, center
left
field.
field.
I'm sorry, center
field. Center field.
Center field. Get everything organized. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Politica rounds third, heads home. And that'll make it 2-0 Port Angeles.
So give Lindsay Reed an RBI there. Nice single by her.
So so go ahead.
And now up is number 8, the pitcher, Heidi Lights. Lights. Heidi Lights. And she is 0 for 1, flew out to the center fielder back in the first.
2 out, 2 in, 1 on. First pitch to Lights is high for ball 1.
Apologize for interrupting.
That's all right, Jerry. Lindsay Reed's at first base. Again, 2 runs are in. It's 2-0 Port Angeles. Bottom of the second.
Port Angeles has had 3 hits here already in this.
Runner goes, and another throw in there, just a little short. As Reed makes her way to second base on the stolen base.
Yeah. Give her another steal. That's her second steal for her. Obviously, she fits the characteristics of a leadoff hitter with that speed.
So 2 out and 2 in, 1 on. Reed at second base. Heidi Lights with a 2-0. Swing and a miss on that.
Yeah, we've been impressed with Heidi Lights, haven't we?
Yeah, Lights.
I'm going to make a phonetic.
Well, think about it. Heidi, it's spelled the same way. So
Heidi Lights. We got it.
Lights, yeah. Heidi Lights. That's the way I'm going with it. If it's wrong, who knows. Here's the 2-1 to Lights. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 2 and 2. 2 out, 2 in for the Riders. 1 on. Port Angeles has gotten both their runs in here with 2 out in the second inning.
Yeah.
2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on, 2 in. Pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball, shallow. Coming in, Marcuson on the run. Got it right at the end of the grass, and that'll end the inning. But the Riders get 2, leave 1. We head to the third. 2-0, Port Angeles on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
So we're back here for the third inning of play. 2-0 Port Angeles, North Mason coming up.
Yeah, the home team, Port Angeles, in the bottom of the second had 2 runs on 3 hits, left 1 on base. And now up is number 5, the catcher, Michaela Menace.
Just got to get to the right page, don't you, Jerry? First pitch to Menace is inside. And a check swing for strike 1. So Menace will step back in with an 0-1. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0-2.
I got to mark these.
Was the last page of the book, wasn't it?
And okay, Menace
takes ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter for the Bulldogs here.
She was
in
2 for 3.
Third.
Had a double, 3 RBIs. Wow.
That was against Washington. Last game. Pitch and a high. Strikeout and for Michaela Menace. So 1 away for North Mason.
And now up is number 9, Madeline Smith. And she's playing second base, and she had a great game.
She did.
She was 2 for 2 in that last game.
Yeah. Against Washington in the first round. This first pitch to her with 1 out. It's going to be low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes.
She also scored a run.
Yeah, Madeline Smith at bat. 1 away for North Mason here. Top of the third. Strike on that outside corner, 1-1. I'm going to snag this from you.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't need it anymore. Thanks, so appreciate that.
Here's pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 2, so 1-2. 1 out. Nobody on for North Mason here. Madeline Smith will step in. Step back in. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled off. Count remains 1-2. 2-0 ball game. Port Angeles on top. Madeline Smith will step back in. Kennedy Carson on deck. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for North Mason here in the third.
Yeah, and that's the 5th strikeout for the pitcher, Lights. And now up is your leadoff hitter, third hitter in this inning, the left fielder, Kennedy Carson, and she's 0 for 1.
So 2 out, nobody on. Pitch and a pop-up. That's playable. Out there getting under it will be the third baseman, Abby Rudd, and that will be that for North Mason here in the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the frame. North Mason, well, actually, Port Angeles coming up there leading 2-0 on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything.
And we're back here for the bottom of the third, 2-0 Port Angeles with the lead, and the Riders are coming up.
Yeah, and leading off for Port Angeles will be Kennedy Rogland, the shortstop, and she was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Her second time up.
Okay, Jerry, a lot of information right there. So Rogland will step in. Leading things off for Port Angeles. They're up 2-0 here in the third. And we'll wait for the first pitch to Rogland. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. Center field on the run. Markinson up against the... Oh, reaches up. Can't get to it. It's a home run.
What a nice try by Markinson. But a great slam there.
That makes it 3-0 Port Angeles with a solo homer by Kennedy Rogland. Lead things off for the Riders here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah. Nice hit, but nice try out there, too.
Yeah, Jenna Markinson just couldn't rob her of that home run, went off her glove.
And now up is your catcher, number 30, Abby Kimball. She flew out to the left fielder back in the first inning.
So one in, nobody on. Second batter coming up here. Kimball swings and swats at the first one. That's into left field. This time, Taylor Madison gets out on the grass and grabs it for out number 1.
Okay, and now up is your first baseman, Lexi Smith, number 11, and she's 0 for 1. Flew out to the second baseman back in the first.
Twin braids on that hairdo, Jerry.
Yeah.
But all tied together. That's interesting. A lot of work, got to tell you. So one out, one in, one on, or nobody on. There's a swing and a fly ball. That's going over there to center. Markson on the run and grabs it, and that's out number 2.
Boy, she is so steady Eddie out there. She is Markinson, boy.
So 2 down.
And now up is number 14, Sophia Ritchie, the left fielder. She's 0 for 1, flew out to the shortstop back in the second.
So 1 in and 2 out. Pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball foul. So it's 0-1 to Sophia Ritchie. Settle down a little bit is Addison Roy. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and another pop-up. This one, Roy's going to come in a few steps and grab it. Backed up by Crawley over at third, and that's it for Port Angeles in the third, but they get 1, and they lead 3-0. We head to the fourth. North Mason coming up. This Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Hit the right button, and we head to the fourth inning, top of the fourth. 3-0 Port Angeles, North Mason coming up here.
Yeah, and leading off for the Bulldogs will be number 8, the shortstop, Taylor Madison. She is 1 for 1, was stranded on second base, but did have a steal also.
Okay.
This game's going fairly quick.
He says that now.
Yeah, I hope I didn't jinx that.
Pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up. That's going to be out of play. Well, I guess it's not out of play. Nobody can get to it.
Yeah.
And that's strike 1 for Taylor. Taylor Madison at bat. Leadoff batter here.
Yeah, we've enjoyed watching her play baseball, fast pitch, and basketball.
Here's the pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 1-1. Taylor Madison.
And she's only a sophomore.
Yeah. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter for North Mason. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1-2 the count to Taylor Madison. I like this home plate umpire. He is very clear. Pitch on the way, swing and a pop-up. Coming in, get it, is going to be Roglin, and that's out number 1. So 1 away for North Mason.
And now up is number 12, Jenna Markison, the center fielder, who's played great out there, and she's 0 for 1. Threw out to the catcher.
Speaking of Jenna, I don't know if you noticed, she broke her bat in the last game on that home run. She broke her bat, Jerry.
I did not notice that. That was a good catch.
She's not using that one. Takes strike 1 on the inside. 0-1 to Jenna Markson. Her grandfather showed it to me between games. It's like, wow.
He is at every game. He's so devoted.
Yeah, he's right over here to our right, Jerry. And he's got the camera up, taking a picture, taking a video. Pitch on the way, swing and a ball out of play, foul. So 0-2 to Jenna Markson. 1 out, nobody on for the Bulldogs here. Top of the 4th. 3-0 Port Angeles. And yes, I know the scoreboard's backwards. It's tournament play, you just never know. I already have it created. I don't want to recreate everything. Pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball. That's going to get into left field for a base hit. Markison rounds first and holds up there. And ball came in quickly for the Riders. So 1 on and 1 out.
And now up is the third baseman, number 16, Sydney Emily, and she's 0 for 1, struck out back in the first.
So Sydney will step in.
In the last game, Sydney was 1 for 2.
First pitch to her. Strike 1 called. Wow, came in fast.
She scored a run in the last game, had an RBI in the last game, and 2 walks.
So 0-1. 1 out, 1 on. Jenna Markson at first base. Pitch on the way. Hit that outside corner for strike 2 called. So 0-2 to Sydney
We've watched
Emily.
some really good pitchers this season.
She's one of them. Yeah, Heidi
she's
Lights
one of them.
has been one of the consistent. She's a lefty too. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for North Mason here in the 4th. So 2 out, 1 on.
And now up is number 20, the first baseman, Aubrey Dunham, and Aubrey is 0 for 1.
So 2 out, 1 on. Jenna Markison at first base. First pitch to Dunham. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So 0-1 for Aubrey Dunham. Second round game in the West Central District 3 tournament. Here's pitch on the way. Just a bit too low for ball 1. 1-1 to Dunham. The other thing about Heidi Lights, Jerry, she keeps you guessing on her pitches. She's not predictable. Her locations are great. Those balls are just barely missed. Pitch on the way, a swing and a miss by Dunham, 1-2.
You don't see any wild pitches.
No, not so far.
I haven't seen any pass balls either, obviously.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Jenna Markison over at first base for the Bulldogs. Top of the 4th, pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball headed over to right field. Getting under it, grabbing it for the out is Sheehan, and that will be that for North Mason in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the frame. Port Angeles with a 3-0 lead, and they're coming up.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal and Mason County since 1935.
So we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, 3-0. Port Angeles with the lead and coming to bat. We do have a couple of substitutions here.
Abby Rudd? Abby Rudd.
She'll be at bat. His first pitch to her, swing and a miss for strike one. But I heard Kalani Ivy's out there. She's in right field now for the Bulldogs. Oops, how'd that happen? Just lost something. Pitch on the way and a check swing. That's going to be strike two for Rudd. So 0-2 to Abby Rudd. Oh, I see what's going on here. Going to end up losing this here, Jerry. My cheat sheet's going to go down here shortly. Swing and a miss, and Rudd goes down swinging. So out number one for Port Angeles. Going to have to remember to bring the plug for this tomorrow. Did not last. My cheat sheet did not go last. This is Reed, I believe. Is it not? I can't see the number. No, it's 21 on my helmet. This is Sheehan. Pitch on the way.
Yeah.
Swing and a ground ball over to third. Crowley with it. Throw it over to Dunham. And, oh, they didn't quite get the throw over, and Sheehan is safe at first. So one on, one out.
I'm going to give her a single.
No, you'd have to, Jerry. No error on that.
No, there was no error.
No,
just speed.
Just speed.
Yeah, it was speed. And now up is number 13, Morgan.
Hang on here, Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Coach Valley is talking about that one. And with the umpire out there.
Okay.
And up there, I guess the play does stand. So now you can go with Morgan Politica.
Yeah, Morgan Politica is up, and she is 1 for 1, has a double, has an RBI, and scored the second run for the Rough Riders.
So she ends at first base, one out. First pitch to Politica on the way. Runner goes, throw a little high, and Sheehan is safe at second.
And give Sheehan a steal.
I believe that was a ball. And something to note, Jerry, the catcher is Cheyenne Imley, if I'm not mistaken. Pitch on the way, a little bunt that goes foul. It's going to be strike one. So 1-1 to count. I'm sorry, it's not Cheyenne, it's Sydney Imley is catching.
Okay.
That's one of the changes that we didn't notice until just now. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. Runner at second base. That's Ava Ann Sheehan. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a foul up top. So 1-2.
And Morgan is a shortstop for the Rough Riders.
So here's the pitch on the way, and a ground ball right to the glove of Taylor Madison. She'll throw it over to first, and Dunham records out there, but on the play, Sheehan makes her way to third base.
And now up is number 4, your leadoff hitter, and this is Lindsay Reed. And Lindsay is 2 for 2.
So 2 out, 1 on. Runner at third base in Ava Ann Sheehan. First pitch in there to Reed is a strike 1 called.
Yeah, and Reed also has a RBI.
Okay.
And a steal. 2 steals.
Here's next pitch on the way. Swing, and that was off the screen for strike 2. So 0-2 to Reed.
And Lindsay, of course, has the speed, and that's been shown with the 2 steals.
We're in the bottom of the fourth inning, 3-0. Port Angeles with the lead and at bat. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lindsay Reed. Again, Ava Ann Sheehan at third base.
And Lindsay's playing center field? Yep.
I do believe so. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing, and that's going to be a ground ball. Ooh. Hit her in the ankle. And Reed's kind of trying to walk that one off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 1 on. And Sheehan is at third base for the Riders. 2 out. And Lindsay Reed's going to try to walk that one off.
And she's doing okay. She's doing better.
Well, it's gotta hurt, Jerry.
It does hurt. It does hurt. And she deserves a big hand there.
So Lindsay Reed trying to finish this at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Runner at third base for Port Angeles. They're leading 3-0 here. 4th inning. It's going to be ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 4th. Got that right? I got that right. Okay. 3-0 is the score. Port Angeles with the lead in at bat with 2 down. There's a pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball. It's going to go over there to Minnis. Minnis scoops it up. Throw to Dunham at first, and that will end the inning for Port Angeles. So we head to the 5th. Port Angeles 3, North Mason 0. Bulldogs coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
All right, we're back here for the 5th inning to play. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, in the bottom of the 4th, Port Angeles had no runs on 1 hit and 1 was left on base. And now up is number 13, Adriana Crowley, the right fielder, 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman back in the 2nd.
Okay, 3-0 is our score here.
Been a good game.
So here's the first pitch to Adriana Crowley. Shows bunts it. Picked up as a charging third baseman. Throw it over to first for the out. Good play there by Rudd.
That was an excellent play.
She knew it before it even got made contact.
She sure did, didn't she? Yeah.
So 1 away for North Mason.
And now up is your pitcher, number 1, Addison Roy. And she flew out to the right fielder back in the 2nd.
Here's first pitch to Roy. Swing and a miss for strike 1. I do notice that 1st and 3rd are playing in for the Riders. So 0-1 to Roy for the Bulldogs. Pitch on the way, and a fly ball is going to drop in, and it rolls into center field, shallow center field, and Roy's on first
they
base.
left a big gap there in the middle.
Hit them where they ain't, that's what they say. Easier said than done.
And now up, we got a
courtesy runner. It's going to be Charlie Brown in for Roy. And here's
17.
Yeah, that's Kalani Ivy.
And this is her first time up, although she has been a designated runner a couple times.
And she's playing left field, Jerry.
Okay, thank you.
Here's a pitch on the way to Ivy. Takes strike 1. Little throw. It gets into center field, and Brown just didn't even really notice. I don't know if you wanted to go on that anyways, even if you were ready to run. It's shallow. So we're going to throw in and get a new ball.
Let's see.
So Ivy is 0-1. 1 out, 1 on. Charlie Brown's at first base for the Bulldogs. We're in the top of the 5th inning, 3-0 Port Angeles. North Mason at bat. Here's the pitch on the way. Ivy pops it up in the air. Going to be out there. Throw to first, and that's a double play as fly out. And that ends the inning. Nice plays. Charlie Brown was at second base when the throw was made. And that'll do it for the Bulldogs in their half of the 5th. Go to the bottom of the frame. Port Angeles coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Well, Jerry, we're at the bottom of the fifth inning of play. 3-0 Port Angeles with the lead, and the Riders are coming up, Jerry. North Mason, well, they got doubled up in their last half inning.
Yeah.
It's one of those unfortunate plays where your runner was expecting a bunt just to get moved down the baseline, and it popped up for the out.
Yeah. And North Mason did have one hit on that, though, in that inning. And now up is your pitcher, and this is number 8, Heidi Lights. And she's 0 for 2.
Pitches the lights out. Here's a pitch on the way. I knew that was going to come. Strike on the inside.
Oh, I got that. I got that.
It's been sitting there for...
You're just ready to say it.
It's such an obvious pun. Pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball. Center field going to drop in right in the dirt into center field. And Lights will turn around first and head back as there's a leadoff single for Heidi Lights.
Yeah, now up is number 15, Kennedy Rogland, the shortstop. And Kennedy had a home run back in the third, an RBI. That was a solo home run. And she was hit by a pitch in the first inning. So she's 1 for 1.
And the courtesy runner has been brought in for Lights. So Lily Ann Lancaster will be at first base. She's a freshman, by the way. Here's first pitch. It's going to be a ball in there and a throw down. They tagged her out. They got Lancaster trying to steal. Nice tag down there by Taylor Madison. That is going to be out number 1.
Well, that was a nice throw also.
Yeah. So 1 out. I believe that was the ball.
And Kennedy Rogland steps back in.
Waits for the 1-0 from Roy with 1 away. Pitch on the way. Pop that one foul over everybody's heads. Heads up. I'm glad we have a tint. So 1-1 the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on for the the Riders here.
Yeah, here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, bottom of the 5th, 3-0. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one comes straight back to us, Jerry. Wow. I don't even think if I had a glove I could have reacted to that one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rogland. Kennedy Rogland waits for the next pitch. She pops that one up. Is it playable? Crawley on the run. Can't get to it. It's on the dugout at third base. So count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Adriana Crawley playing third base. Taylor Madison is short. Michaela Minnis is at second. And Aubrey Dunham at first base. His first pitch on, the pitch on the way, that's going to be ball number 2. So 2-2, the count to Rogland. Carson in left, Markson in center, and Ivy in right. Of course, Roy in the pitching circle, and Imlay behind home plate catching. Here's the 2-2 to Rogland. Swing, and that one, ooh, that one took a wicked hop there towards the on deck circle, and Rudd took another shot to her hand there. Ouch.
I'll be saying, hey, I want to still play.
I'm sorry. Kimball was not, it's not, yeah. Was it Kimball? No, it's Kimball. Abby Kimball on deck, is that right? Pitch on the way. Now line drive up the third base line. That's a base hit. Rogland motors her way around to second base with a stand-up double, and the Riders have a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
And now up is Abby Kimball, the catcher, number 30. And Abby is 0 for 2. Float out twice.
Yeah, let's just hope that these hits that she's taken, I mean, she had the hit on the on her hand, her thumb early in the game. She had that hit just before that base hit. Pitch on the way. Rolls in there for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Kimball. 1 out, 1 on. That's Roglin. Kennedy Roglin at second base for Port Angeles, leading 3-0. Pitch on the way. Strike 1 called. 1-1 to count to Abby Kimball. One out, 1 on. 1-1 to count. Here's the pitch on the way from Roy to Kimball. Swing and a ground ball up the middle there. Gets into center field. Rounding third and heading in to score is going to be Roglin and give Abby Kimball an RBI single, making it 4-0.
And now up is your first baseman, number 11, Lexi Smith. And Lexi is 0-2, thrown out twice. They've had 3 hits in a row.
So number 6 will come in as a courtesy runner. That's Mariah Treband, another freshman. And we've seen her. She's got some speed out there as Kimball will head to the dugout as courtesy runner for the catcher. And here's Lexi Smith stepping in. One out, 1 on, 1 in. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1. Lexi Smith will step back in. Trey Band over at first base. And the pitch is in there for ball 2. Emily doing a good job keeping the runner at first.
Yeah.
As Trey Band will get ready to go on this next pitch. Here's the 2-0. Runner. Boy, she's challenging Emily to throw, Jerry. And Sydney not going to bite on that because she knows about her speed, Mariah's speed. Pitch on the way. Strike on that one. 3 balls, 1 strike to Lexi Smith. Again, Mariah Treband at first base, 1 out, 1 in. 4-0 is her score. Port Angeles with the lead in at bat. Pitch on the way. And that'll be ball 4. So Treband goes to second base, and Smith heads to first.
And now up is your, let's see, to make sure.
This is number 3, Jerry.
Number 3?
Addison Richard.
Okay. Glad I checked.
Yeah. She'll step in.
Addison Richard.
So Richard is in for Sophia Ritchie. So Richard for Ritchie. And Addison versus Bainbridge back on April 24th. That was an 18-0 win. 1 for 1 with a double and RBI and scored a run.
Wow. So this is the first at bat for Addison.
So runner at first and second for Port Angeles. And Richard will step in to face Roy. 1 in, 1 out, 2 on. Pitch on the way. Addison Richard will step in, wait for the first pitch from Addison Roy. Pitch on the way. A little bit high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, 2 on, 1 in for Richard. Step in. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be ball 2. So 2-0 to Richard. Again, you got Trey Band at second and Lexi Smith at first. Pitch on the way. Strike 1 called on the outside corner, 2-1. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 2-2 to count to Richard. 1 out, 2 on. Again, runners at first and second. 4-0 ball game. Port Angeles with that lead. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that's a swing and a miss for out number 2 for PA.
And now up is number 1, the right fielder, Makia Stevens. And Makia is 0 for 1, struck out back in the second.
Here's a first pitch to her. Strike one called. So 2 out, 2 on. Again, runners at first and second for Port Angeles. Smith is at first. Treband is at second. Batter now is Stevens. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on. 1 in, 4-0. That's her score. Bottom of the 5th. Boy, Jerry's right. This is going pretty quick here.
Yes, it has.
Pitch on the way. Strike 2 called on that outside corner. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Stevens. His next pitch on the way, swing, and a miss, and that will be it for the Riders here in their 5th. We go to the 6th, 4-0. Port Angeles with the lead. North Mason coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
6th inning, Jerry.
Yeah, and up first, leading off, will be number 9, Madeline Smith. She is 0 for 1. Had a good first game against Washington High School. Had 2 hits, 2 for 2, a double 2.
So the Bulldogs trailing the Riders 4-0, and here's the first pitch to Smith. It's outside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes to the leadoff batter. Pitch on the way, swing, and that's going to be just up against the fence for strike 1, so that's foul. 1-1 the count.
On deck is Kennedy Carson for the Bulldogs.
Madeline waits for the 1-1. Pitch on the way. It's a bit outside, ball 2, so 2-1. First base playing a little in. Everybody else pretty much straight away for the Riders here defensively. Here's the pitch on the way to Smith. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 2-2 the count to the leadoff batter, Madeline Smith. Outfield pretty much where they usually play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter for North Mason here in the top of the 5th. 4-0 Port Angeles with the lead. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for the Bulldogs. So 1 down, Jerry.
And now is your leadoff hitter, and this is Kennedy Carson, who's playing left field, does a nice job out there. And she's 0 for 2.
I think I lost another device here, Jerry. So my network is not working. So we'll have to take the scoreboard off, do our best. Just pitch on the way, and that's fouled straight back in my face. For strike 1, sorry. Got to remember that we do use a lot of battery power here. So 0-1 to Kennedy Carson. Pitch on the way. Strike 2 called, so 0-2 to Carson. So 0-2, 1 out, nobody on for North Mason. That's the wrong one. That's good. Pitch on the way, swing, and a line drive that'll get into right field for a base hit. Carson rounds first and holds up there, so 1 on and 1 out. I apologize, folks, for having some technical difficulties here at the site as I'm trying to work with my
now
stuff.
Up is the shortstop, number 8, Taylor Madison, and Taylor is 1 for 2. Had a single and a steal back in the first, flew out to the second baseman in the 4th.
First pitch is swing. Ooh, that ricocheted off a couple of people. I like this home plate umpire, Jerry.
He's good.
He's good. He's also got a sense of humor about it. Said something about it being hit 4 times. All right, so gotta get everything back up and running for us as we're in the 6th inning to play. 4-0 Port Angeles, top of the 6th. Pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball goes to left field. That's caught, and it's out number 2 for North Mason.
It was hit well, just
It
the
was.
wrong, just unfortunately, right to a fielder.
Right to the glove of Richie out there in left field.
And now up is your center fielder, number 12, Jenna Marcus. And Jenna is 1 for 2, had a single in the 4th. Single in the 4th.
2 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball. That's headed to left field up against the fence. Carson Rounds, third, heads home. Throw into the plate. She's out. They got her out as Carson tried to run through it, and she's tagged out. And we head to the bottom of the 6th, still 4-0.
That catcher made a nice play on
did.
that, and a nice throw coming in.
So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th, 4-0, Port Angeles on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-0 Port Angeles with the lead, and the Riders are coming up, Jerry. I'm trying to get everything back running here. And I apologize in advance if we do drop our broadcast, as our internet's having some issues right now, but we're holding on for the moment.
And Ava Sheehan is up, and she is 2 for 2, has scored a run, 2 singles, and has a steal. So having a good game.
Ava Ann. You're forgetting the
Ava Ann.
Ava
Okay,
Ann.
all right.
Here's first pitch to Ava Ann Sheehan. Swings it, pops it up. Emily up against the fence, can't get to it.
That even sounds better.
It does.
Yeah, Ava Ann.
Ava
That sounds
Ann.
good.
I
like that.
We like it. We like it, Ava Ann. And yeah. Well, we'll have to give that let that charge for a while. Hopefully we'll stay on. We'll apologize in the beginning. If we do go offline, we'll give you a video as soon as possible. There's a swing and a foul again off the screen. 0-2 the count. Bottom of the 6th, 4-0 Port Angeles. Second round ball game here in the tournament. Pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball chopper that goes almost into the dugout up there, third base line. And the count remains 0-2.
And like I mentioned, Ava Ann's 2 for 2.
Roy in the pitching circle still. Pitch on the way to Ava Ann Sheehan. It's going to be ball 1. I don't know why I'm holding on to this. I have no way of using it, so I'm going to have to set that down, Cherry. All my extra network stuff is offline. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ava Ann Sheehan, leadoff batter. And that one's fouled off the screen. So Ava Ann will step back in. Wait for the 1-2. There's a pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball left field out there over the fence. It's gone. Home run for Ava Ann Sheehan. Making it 5-0.
Solo home run, RBI, 3 for 3. Wow.
2 feet on that base, and Port Angeles adds 1 on. They're leading 5-0. The home plate umpire's out of balls. He had to go look for one.
And now up is number 13, the shortstop, Morgan Politica. And Morgan is 1 for 2, had a double back in the second, and an RBI, and scored a run.
Ooh, nice pitch from Addison Roy. Hit that outside corner, strike 1 to Morgan Politica. 0-1, nobody out and 1 in for the Riders here. 5-0 is their score. Pitch on the way. Strike 2 called right at the shoulders.
She's still throwing with some velocity.
Oh, yeah, not.
And you got to remember, this is her 13th inning of pitching.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, actually, only 11th because he went 5 innings. There's a swing and a foul
That's right.
ball.
You're right.
And that's going to go into the dugout there on the first
Good
base
correction.
line. Well, in theory, it would have been.
Yeah, I know.
But they only went to 5 innings in the last game, in the first game of the day. So here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for the Riders here in the 6th, the bottom of the 6th. 1 in, 1 out.
And now up is your leadoff hitter, and this is Lindsay Reed, the center fielder. And she is 2 for 3, 2 singles, and a couple steals. Fast.
Pitch on the way in there for strike 1.
Yeah, she fits that typical leadoff hitter, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. I'm thinking mostly the speed.
Yeah.
You can get on base and leg them out. Here's the 0-1, a swing and a miss, and that's 0-2. 1 out, 1 in, nobody on for Port Angeles in the bottom of the 6th inning. Working on getting our network back up and running to full strength here.
Good.
Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 in for the Riders here, bottom of the 6th. 5-0. When you sit there and watch something, it just takes forever to start up. You remember this for tomorrow, Jerry. Plug them all in. Pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball over there to Madeline Smith, bobbled it, and Reed is safe at first. So 1 on and 1 out.
There. Yeah.
And here's Heidi Lights.
Yeah, what a game. At pitcher, she is 1 for 3, had a single back in the 5th, and then was thrown out.
So Reed is over at first base. 1 out, 1 in for the Riders here. And Lights will step in, face Reed one more time. Or Roy, excuse me. Pitch on the way. Inside. It's a ball, a little high. So 1 ball. No strikes, 1 out. 1 in, 1 on. Reed at first base. Pitch on the way. Same spot as last time.
Yeah, she hugs that home plate. Boy, on the inside of that batting box.
So here is the... that one's popped up, and Jerry tried to play it, but the fence got in the way.
I would have caught it.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have. I'm sorry, the count is just all wrong here. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. Left field going to drop in there for a base hit. Reed motors around to third base, and there that was so high, Jerry, that she made it to second base. What a hit.
Yeah, give her a double. And now up is number 15, the shortstop, Kennedy Rogland. And Kennedy has had quite a game. She is 2 for 2, was hit by a pitch, had a home run back in the 3rd, and had a double in the 5th. And has scored 2 runs.
All right, so 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out, 1 in. And here's the first pitch on the way to Rogland. She'll foul that one off. Still trying to get my screen going here, and I'm not sure what's going on here. Not connected. Okay. There we go. So 1-1 to Rogland. Swing and a fly ball. That's headed out there to left field. On the run to grab it is going to be Carson tagging, and coming in to score is going to be Reed. So that's going to make it...
nice catch, though.
Yeah, 6-0 and 2 out. I'll update my scoreboard here. At least I'll try. All right.
And now up is number 30, the catcher, Abby Kimball. And Abby is 1 for 3, had a single back in the 5th and an RBI.
She lines one into center field. It's a runner at third base, a hold up there. And Kimball makes her way to second on the throw. So 2 out, 2 on, and 2 in for the Riders here in the 6th. And we'll get a courtesy runner. Okay. And that's number 6, and Triband again.
We got 2 runners in scoring position, and now up is number 11, the first baseman, Lexi Smith. And Lexi is 0 for 2, but does have a walk back in the 5th. Plays a good first base, too.
Certainly does. His first pitch to Smith. It's going to be high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, 2 on, 2 in for the Riders here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Smith, 1-1.
And so far in this inning, Port Angeles has had a double and a single.
6-0 is our score. 1-1 to Lexi Smith, swing and a blooper that goes to shortstop and on the hop. Did they get her? They did.
She did.
Yeah, nice throw by Taylor Madison to get the out. But the Rough Riders add a couple more, and they lead 6-0. We head to the 7th. North Mason down to the last 3 outs on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
So we're going to have to check on whether that last run came in before the out. Jerry says it did. It's not on the scoreboard. It's right now it still remains 6-0. Let's see if we have.
Well, it was 4-0 going into the inning, and now they have 6-0.
Yeah, they got at least 2.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Let's just see if I can come up with something else here. Yeah, I'll have to go to something else to make a minute. First pitch in there for, is that a ball? Ball 1.
Okay, and now up is number 16, and this is Sydney Imley. And Sidley is 0 for 2, struck out twice, plays third base.
And she swung
Is she still playing third?
She's
catcher.
Yes.
Now, yeah, okay, you're right.
Takes strike 2.
And I've noticed with Sydney, she has a pretty darn good arm. And I think that's why they put her back there at catcher.
Yes, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The leadoff batter for North Mason here. Sydney Imlay, and takes ball 2, so 2-2. It's 2-2, is it 2-1? 1-2. We'll correct it when we get the next cat. Pitch on the way. Gonna be ball. So 3. I think it's 3-2, right? Yes, 3-2 on the count. Trying to figure out what the score is. For sure, there's a swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for North Mason here in the 7th. So 1 away.
And now up is your first baseman. This is number 20, Aubrey Dunham, and Aubrey is 0 for 2.
One out, nobody on. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball out there to left. Grabbing it on the run. It's going to be Sophia Ritchie. And that is out number 2.
And now up is Adriana Crowley, the right fielder, and she's 0 for 2.
So 2 down for the Bulldogs here. Top of the 7th, they're trailing 6-0. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's coming right back to us for strike one. I'm saying it's 6-0. Jerry's saying it's 7-0.
No, I'm saying it's 6.
Saying it's 6. All right.
Yeah, they scored 2 runs though, but
Right.
it is 6.
Yeah, that last run was very close to whether it counted or with the last out. Pitch on the way. Check swing for ball 1-1-1 to Adriana Crawley. We're in the double elimination of this tournament now, so the winner goes on to the semifinals and the loser drops into the consolation bracket tomorrow at 5. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled off. 1-2. So Adriana Crawley will step back in with 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on for North Mason here, trailing 6-0 in the top of the 7th. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing, and that's going to go foul. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. We'll figure out who they're playing tomorrow as the brackets are still going on. So 2 out, 1 on. Or no one on. 2. Sorry, nobody on. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and that is the ball game. So 6-0 is the final score here as Port Angeles advances to the semifinals. North Mason drops into the consolation. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back. Jerry will have some totals for us. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call, or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Well, it's a final here as the Port Angeles Rough Riders, after their bye in the first round, took care of North Mason 6-0 here in the second round. And the Riders are now on to the semifinals tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Bulldogs still alive. They'll play at 5 o'clock tomorrow as well. I'm going to try to figure out who they're going to play. But, Jerry, you got some totals?
I do, Diedrich. Nice job again on the play-by-play. For Port Angeles, they had 4 runs. Or no, excuse me, they had 6 runs. Right. 6 runs on 12 hits. 6 runs on 12 hits, no errors. Heidi Lights was 2 for 4. Lindsay Reed was 2 for 4. By the way, Heidi Lights also had a double. Kennedy Rogland was 2 for 3, had a home run and a double. Abby Kimball was 2 for 4. Ava Ann Sheehan was 3 for 3, had a home run. And Morgan Palika was 1 for 3, had a double. So I've got 12 hits there. For North Mason, they had no runs on 5 hits. Kennedy Carson was 1 for 3. Taylor Madison was 1 for 3. Jenna Markison was 2 for 3. And Addison Roy was 1 for 2. So no runs on 5 hits. And I'm going to go to the errors. I have no errors for Port Angeles. I do believe North Mason made an error, but I'm going to check here on that while you're
I'm
not really concerned about it.
I'm not.
Okay, thanks.
But, yeah. So that'll wrap it up. So PA moves on to in the semifinals tomorrow at 5 o'clock against either North Kitsap or Fife. They're still playing. North Mason drops into the consolation bracket. Also plays tomorrow at 5 against North Kitsap or Fife, so we'll find that out later. I'm thinking that it will be Fife, as I'm looking over at the field, number 3, and I'm assuming that's what it is. It's 11-0 with the home team on top. I believe that would be the Vikings, so I think it's going to be 5 tomorrow, but we'll know for sure. Go ahead, Jerry.
I want to say a couple things that are pretty positive about the 2 games we saw today. The coach, Steve Valley, said, in the first game against Washington, this was the best game they played all season. That was what he said.
That's what he said, okay.
And, you look at the second game, Addison Roy, overall, I thought pitched really well, and also, you look at the scores. Port Angeles and North Mason the last couple games. Mm-hmm. This was their best game against Port Angeles.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, they lost. Was it 10-0 a week ago, and then it was 6-4 early in the season. I don't know. That's okay. Just set it down. We'll take care of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we'll figure out who gets the big box here. I'll just take it out. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I'm breaking my train of thought here. So
I look forward to tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, 5 o'clock. I'm not sure which field yet, but that'll be posted later. We'll let everybody know. And I hear we have some viewers in Hawaii. I'm sure they have pretty good weather in Hawaii. So
wow. So you know how many viewers you have?
No, somebody told me their families in
Is
Hawaii.
That right?
So.
Oh, that's cool. Some relatives or something?
Yeah, relatives. Either way, we'll be back here at 5 o'clock for the 5 o'clock first pitch. Pregame probably started about 4:45. Our time, local time, right here in Lacey. All right, so that will do it for us at the Rack for today in Lacey. My thanks to Jerry Apple for his help with today's broadcast. Final score again. Port Angeles 6, North Mason nothing. We will talk to you tomorrow. You have been watching High School Sports on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The preceding presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has been brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.